Yo, welcome to the panel. We late today because Mars couldn't find a hoodie.
Wrong. Let's try again. Let's try this again from the top, Mars.
He said he Mars got a suit on under it, but he wanted to put on a hoodie to feel comfortable. So, in case you didn't know, Mars has a collared shirt and a suit on under his hoodie, but he couldn't find one.
Okay, Mars. That's during Ramadan is crazy.
That's the first story. Now, Mars, ask him to tell the actual story.
Yeah, Ron, go ahead. Be an honest person. Tell us why we're 8 minutes late.
How about that?
Yo,
yeah, Ron, tell the truth.
I like that LeBron poster you got behind you.
Appreciate it, man. You know, got a shout out to the GOAT, LeBron James. You know, got the little poster right there, then right here. I got me a couple of things coming in, a couple of action figures as well. But I just want to say, man, we've been done with the 90s for a very long time.
Hold on. You just gonna walk in somebody's house, you don't introduce yourself, you just come into somebody's house and you screaming. Hold on.
Hey, my fault.
He came with the information we needed. He done with the 90s.
Who is this dude? Sure. With all of
He's
that,
with common sense, clearly.
Got you.
You don't introduce yourself, you don't say hello, you don't wipe your feet on the floor, nothing. You just walk in the house and start screaming at people. What's going on?
Well, my name is Deion from Ohio, man. As you guys have ever heard me before, I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We go to live a lot, and I post a lot of content. Basically, just surrounding and showing people why LeBron James is the GOAT, and then other than that, just straight basketball. I really appreciate Players Choice having me on today. But yeah, man, honestly, like the '90s been cooked since like 2004. If we're being real honest with you guys, yeah,
almost 20 years. 20 years, the '90s been over.
Yeah, so Deion, how old are you, Deion? How old are you, Deion?
Me, I am 23.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So the 90s have been cooked for 20 years, even though those players from the 90s are players from the 2000s. So
absolutely.
So like Kobe Bryant was drafted in 1996, right?
Yes.
Ben Wallace, who was the defensive player of the year 4 times in 5 years. Like he was from the 90s. I mean, all of these great players that played in the 2000s came from the 90s. But the 90s is cooked though.
Yeah, absolutely.
They advanced the game. That's different.
I'll tell you.
That's the reason the 2000s didn't cook.
Yeah, all the guys that you named when they first came to the league in the 90s, they was very young. I mean, Kobe Bryant. I mean, fresh out of high school, he wasn't really doing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
His whole entire game developed like past 2000, and that's when he really took that next step. The players are just by far more skilled. And on top of that, just the defensive schemes of everything, it allows these offensive players to have a better back and actually be able to score. So if you put that type of player back inside the 90s with the type of defense that was back then, I mean, they're going to average like 40-plus points. And
Deion,
absolutely, yes.
Let me get this clear, Deion.
Yes, sir.
So what you're trying to say is that like players like Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, they seen how cooked the 90s was when they were there, and they were like, no way we can bring this into the 2000s. We got to change it up. And so they went back and they tinkered with things, and they were like, all right, guys, this is how we doing things moving forward. T-Mac, Vince, we can't do it like this no more. This air's cooked. We got to switch things up, and then they started doing what they were doing in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm. So the thing about that is, I mean, every era is going to have generational players, so there's always going to be players that can transition to the other era. So that's not really the biggest thing about the 90s. The thing about the 90s is that you have the other players from positions from 5 through 10, 5 through 11 on the team that cannot compete in today. So that's the biggest problem. So like when we say the 90s is cooked, yes, MJ can probably transfer into any type of era and play basketball. That's fine. But we're talking about just the overall player inside of the 90s. It can't compete to the era of today. I mean, it is not even close. I mean, these players today can go any way, left hand, right hand, underneath the basket, over the basket. It doesn't matter. I mean, like they have seen countless amount of defenses within zones, man coverage, all these different type of styles of play. They have seen it and they have completely developed their game to be able to score on that. So I don't know. I just feel like at this point, the 90s to me, I mean, we just got to go ahead and give it up.
That's interesting.
Like, don't talk about it no more?
Yeah.
No, we could talk about the main players, but I mean, for instance, like Jordan was the best player in his era, but nobody in his position. He didn't guard by his position. And then on top of that, the best people inside of that era was all big men. So, I mean, it's not really impressive. Like, as much as like in LeBron James era that has multiple players that can give you 25 plus, 30 points plus, and especially inside of his position as well. So I mean, MJ didn't have that inside the 90s.
This argument is so flawed. The reason why this argument is so flawed is because he was just so much better than everybody else at his position. It made everybody else look inferior. So the same logic is going on with James today. Because he was better than everybody else, it made it look a little bit different. So with the game being as wide open as it is today, there's no reason why I don't think that Joe Dumars couldn't come into the game today and be effective. There's no reason why, as wide open as the game is today and as fast as the game is today, a guy like John Starks or Eddie Jones or Sidney Moncrief couldn't be effective in today's game. There's no reason why. Now, are these guys going to average 25 a game? Well, I'm not going to go that far, but to say that there's no place for these guys in the game today, there's no way that Otis Thorpe couldn't play in the game today because he could shoot the mid-range. He is a dirty work guy. There's no reason why Horace Grant couldn't play in today's game. There's no reason why David Benoit, Jeff Malone couldn't play in today's game. Not only that, I can recognize how awesome these guys are today. I can recognize how awesome, not just LeBron James, but the in-between guys are. But I can also recognize that Dale Ellis would light this era up. The long ball shooter that he is. There's no way that I don't believe that. No way.
But Joe, do you think that
hands off? What?
Is there a wrestler named Eddie Jones?
Is it? I don't know. I haven't watched wrestling for years, to be honest.
Are you serious? You talking about the Eddie Jones that had Kobe Bryant on the bench? You talking about that Eddie Jones?
3 years.
For 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Eddie Jones would be a great player, but he wouldn't be that effective. And honestly,
whoa! Stop right there. Rewind. Why wouldn't Eddie Jones be as effective today?
Please explain that. Please explain that.
So
what's the flaws that what's the flaws that Eddie Jones has that would make him ineffective in today's game?
So Eddie Jones, to me personally, I just feel like with the era, he wouldn't be as effective because of the guards that he was guarding inside of the 90s. I mean, Eddie Jones, and if you put him inside the 2000s to have to guard players like Luka, things of that nature, he's going to have a tough time guarding these players now. I mean, back inside those time period, Eddie Jones wasn't locking up 100 feet up and down the court. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a lot of different transition for him. Right. That's going to be a little bit more faster pace for him inside of this era than it would be back then. Now offense, I mean, I give you that he can still hit the mid range, things of that nature. He might have a little better three, but I mean, I'm not really sold on him.
So the thing is, this is the thing. Like with Eddie Jones, the defensive end is definitely not going to be his issue.
You don't think so? Let's rewind. Let's rewind. So you brought up Luka. Who isn't struggling against Luka?
Yeah, I mean the entire.
That's number one.
Jared Vanderbilt that one time.
But that's the thing though. OG.
Wait a minute.
We have like 5 of them.
Okay, actually we don't. We only have one Luka. There's only one Luka in the league. So let's kill that logic, right?
Offensively, I'm talking about offensive scoring.
Right.
Like,
that's number one. Number two. So we watched Jimmy Butler. And who do you think today, if you had to ask, who do you think is the best perimeter defender in the game?
Well, healthy. If healthy, I got Kawhi Leonard. So
you think Kawhi Leonard? Where would you think that Drew Holiday falls in that?
He's top 5.
Right. So and he got fried against Jimmy Butler. So these guys today, you're talking about a guy in Drew Holiday who's smaller. Eddie Jones is bigger, more rangier, a better athlete. Mm-hmm. With all of that being said, would he struggle on the defensive end? I'm sure he would. But the best defensive players also struggle on the defensive end. Offensively, the ridiculous athlete that Eddie Jones is, the mid-range game that he has, the great transition player that he is. There's no reason that his skill set wouldn't translate into today's game. And by the way, Eddie Jones was drafted in 1983. So there's no reason why his skill set, 1994, I'm sorry. His skill set wouldn't translate into today's game. So So I don't think Eddie Jones would struggle in today's game. Now, as far as the other guys, when you're talking about the 2-guard position, I think we completely leave out how good Jay was. What we do when we talk about Jay and we talk about the other guys is we make those guys look inferior. When a guy is so good, that's kind of what happens. He makes guys look less than. So we look at these guys like, yo, they're not that good. But when he was gone, a lot of these guys showed how good they were, like Mitch Richmond, like Eddie Jones. They showed how good they could be. So when Jay comes back, they look inferior again because of how good he is. So the idea that the 90s is cooked, a lot of these guys got their game. Kobe Bryant, he got his game from Jordan, right? As much as I'm on record saying this, Anthony Edwards, that's Mitch Richmond, except the better athlete. Every time I watch him, that's who I see. I see Mitch Richmond, except the better athlete. So with the skill set that these guys have, it translates to the game today, but it would take some time to get acclimated to the game. So I can't just I recognize the game. And just so you know, my man, I think James is the best ever. If anybody knows,
of course.
I think James is the best ever. But I can't.
This is the problem I have, though. I mean, what did Eddie Jones? What did he shoot from 3-point line?
I think Eddie shot like in the low 30s, something like that.
He was
chill. Don't just say it like that.
He hit the mid range, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
no. I'm telling you, Deion, Eddie could shoot.
Because the thing I have a problem with is if he come into this era, but he's going to be having to shoot more threes. Right. I don't think Eddie Jones. I mean, he can hit the mid range, but the 3-point line, he's not that effective to me. You know what I'm saying? He's not that effective.
Well, that's going to take some time, and I don't think it's going to take a long time, but I think it'll take some time. But
37.3% for his career.
Say it again.
So 37. But
if you take let's see if you take out the short line.
People in the back.
37.1%. 37.1%.
Yeah,
without the short line.
Yeah, without the short line. How many attempts? One or two though?
In his peak, he was shooting about 4 a game, 5 a game.
That's a good 3-point shot.
That's Kawhi Leonard, by the way. That's Kawhi Leonard.
How many more?
That many.
He peaked at 6 attempts.
6.
37%.
Deion, I'm telling you right now, today.
He'd be an all-star in today's game.
Eddie Jones is Jaylen Brown at worst.
You think he's? I mean, that's good 3-point shot. That's good. I can't deny that's pretty good 3-point shot for the 90s. That's good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, but like I said, there's players that you guys can have like Eddie Jones. That's fine. Like you could put him inside that area. But I'm talking about just overall and just looking at MJ's game and just everyone's game at that time period. I mean, the way they was taking advantage of the rules and how the game style was played. I mean, I just feel like a lot of these players struggle. For instance, Charles Barkley, you know what I'm saying? He took advantage of the 3-second rule. He took advantage of being able to get to the paint before the other defense could help him. That wouldn't be a such thing in today's league. Charles Barkley is another horrible 3-point shooter that if in today's league that's undersized as he is, you can send 2 or 3 bodies down there and build a wall like how they do with Giannis, and he's not going to be able to compete. So, I mean, and that's one of the top guys inside the 90s as we speak, too, as well.
That being so to flip that around, because like you just said, guys struggle in the 90s to move forward. I mean, we're also talking about guys from this era who would struggle. Like Draymond Green would struggle in the 90s. He would get destroyed in the 90s. Oh, he would absolutely get destroyed.
Absolutely not.
Why
do you think that?
Well, number one, he's a big, and he would have to play on the block against bigs, and there's no big that he could cover, none. In terms of him being able to shoot the ball, that wouldn't be the offense. There's no big that he could cover in the 90s. None of those big guys.
He's guarding 4s, not 5s.
Yes, he can.
Okay, so let's talk about let's talk about 4s.
Let's talk about it. I think go ahead. Go ahead.
He couldn't guard Malone.
Okay.
Not just Malone. He couldn't guard Barkley.
And Malone was the 4.
Yeah, he couldn't guard Malone. He couldn't guard Malone. He couldn't guard Barkley. He couldn't guard guys like Buck Williams. He'd have a really difficult time with guys like that because he's undersized. Not only is he undersized, at the 4 spot, being a dirty work guy, because Tim Duncan and Malone and Barkley, what they did was they expanded the offense. So you run the offense through them. That means that Draymond Green is going to have to score. So he's very limited as an offensive player, not an offensive player, as a scorer. So he couldn't score. So he would, and add that to the fact that he's only 6'6". He isn't Barkley. He isn't that good. So because of that, he would definitely struggle. Now, you're also talking about when you also talk about guys like, let's see, Grant Williams, because you brought up guys that the other guy like 5 through 10. Like Grant Williams would struggle in the 90s because again, we're talking about a 6'6", 6'7" guy. He's not a great ball handler. He shoots the long ball and he's a solid defender, but that's all he would be. He wouldn't be what you see in today. Absolutely not. He wouldn't be that. So as much as those guys in the 90s would struggle, I can take a bunch of guys from today who do what they do and would struggle in the 90s too.
So I have to strongly disagree with you on that Draymond Green take. Draymond Green, let's not forget, in 2016 is a bucket. I mean, not only can he get to the rim, he can also hit the mid-range. He can also hit the 3-point line. Draymond Green, at his peak of offense, was scoring on one of the best defenses inside the league. On top of that, Draymond Green, the thing about Draymond Green is this. If you put him back inside the 90s, Draymond Green was never known for his size. He's strong, and then on top of that, he has fast hands. Draymond Green, bro, is a very high IQ defensive player. I mean, a high defensive IQ player inside of today's league. So imagine how he would pick apart the big men in the 90s that's not really making the moves as guys. That's not making you don't got like Hakeem that's making like legit great moves with footwork for the most part. All these other big men inside the league are very, very slow on their feet. You know what I'm saying? They're slow. They can't move. You know what I'm saying? Their drop stats are slow. I feel like Draymond Green can honestly check any big man inside the 90s other than Hakeem, if we're being honest with you. Like, because Draymond Green is just a very smart defensive player. Look.
He's cooking, man.
Hey, look. So look, Draymond Green, like, it's not about the big man. It's about how Draymond Green will position itself to guard them. So Draymond Green will understand to front them. You know what I'm saying? He will understand like their body, how positioning on the floor. So
Draymond Green, you mean like fronting like 7 foot?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
In the mid block, you got Draymond Green fronting.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's get off the centers. You know, I don't want to talk about David Robinson.
Let's stick to the format.
I just want to ask you this. So you
still here, Ox? You still here? Anyway, so let's rewind because you just talked about Draymond Green being able to score. So he was on that Golden State Warriors team in 2017 that I think they had the best offense in NBA history at that point. He was averaging 14 a game. That's the best he did.
I got this damn raggedy.
You good?
My bad.
You good?
Real quick.
Will, I'm tapping you in next, my man. Will got it next.
Okay. I just want to ask one question before my mic betrayed me.
Go ahead.
So guys like Chris Webber or like Rasheed Wallace or how does that matchup look like for Draymond in your mind? How does the Chris Webber? We'll stay with Chris Webber, not Rasheed. Let's just go straight with Chris Webber. How was the Chris Webber type matchup with Draymond Green? Is he locking Chris Webber too?
I think Draymond Green can do actually a great job on Chris Webber. If we're being honest with you guys, yes.
With that being said, I respect Draymond Green's defense. I don't think he's far from a slouch. He's one of the best defenders of his generation. Oh yeah, without question. I just want to know how he matches up against these bigger post players. Bigger four men like Chris Webber that's really running the floor, really attacking the rim, passing, dunking, shooting the mid-range jump shot, more aggressive at the rim. How does that look? As well as Rasheed Wallace. How does Draymond Green match up with Rasheed Wallace?
I have a question for you. Well, Rasheed Wallace, man, I mean, Rasheed Wallace, he might actually go ahead and like overpower Draymond a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised by that. I mean, just a little bit. Rasheed Wallace, he's a menace. He got strength. But the thing about I have a question for you is that Draymond Green had to guard LeBron James. Is Chris Webber in any type of category of LeBron James? LeBron James is stronger than Chris Webber. He's faster. Yep. He's more athletic. He can get to the rim better. He can shoot better. LeBron can literally do everything better than Chris Webber. So, I mean, for the simple fact of that, if Draymond can guard that.
Let's try. Look. First, Deion. Let's try to do this without bringing LeBron James into everything.
No, let's bring LeBron James into it.
Let's not.
The reason why.
First of all, Draymond has never locked LeBron James.
Never.
Let's
kill that. That's why I want to bring James.
Only JJ Barea.
I never said he had.
Okay, so then what's the point of bringing LeBron into this? Are we gonna? I know because the first thing you said, Deion. I make sure to let everybody know LeBron's the GOAT. I know what you're doing right here. This is not the time. This is not the time for LeBron James propaganda. I want to talk about Chris Webber.
The sad part is
Rasheed Wallace and Draymond.
You can't talk about NBA history. I don't care what I bring up. You can't talk about NBA history without mentioning this guy in the background.
Right,
so
sure.
he's going to be part of the conversation because
why not?
Because he's played against 70.
LeBron's
played against 75% of the league, so I can use him as an example to show you what's going on because it's a majority of every player played against him. So, for instance, Draymond Green had to stop LeBron James. He did a horrible job at it because LeBron's LeBron. But the thing is, bro, with him being able to see that type of high IQ, that type of great player as LeBron James, if you put him against Chris Webber, bro, he's going to figure him out. I'm sorry. I mean, he's not. Chris Webber is nowhere near LeBron.
So your evidence of Draymond figuring it out is because he did
the bar. LeBron James.
I'm cool.
That's the bar, Mars. Just so you know, Mars. That's the bar. LeBron James. That's the bar.
So the evidence for Draymond figuring it out is that he didn't figure it out against LeBron.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
He got cooked by LeBron.
So then why did you use the play he didn't figure out?
Webber.
because that's the high upper echelon of a player is LeBron. That's who he had to guard at his best. You know, Draymond had to check him for like 4 years in a row.
And he got destroyed.
He did, yeah, he did.
Right.
But
so that's a bad example. That's the point.
But how far is Chris Webber compared to LeBron James?
Well,
why would you use someone who's above Chris Webber's level who Draymond didn't stop?
Because we have seen Draymond have some key stops on LeBron. Like we have seen that. You're not going to stop LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? But like, but the way
JJ Barea, yeah.
JJ didn't check LeBron either. But the problem is I have with it is that Draymond Green, bro, like you guys feel like you guys are underestimating that like he can guard from like literally from 2 to 5. I mean, he can slide his feet. He's strong. I don't think you have a problem with Chris Webber. I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna bring
why does Anthony Davis cook him? Why does Anthony Davis cook him?
Anthony Davis destroys.
Why does Anthony Davis destroy?
In fact, that's the main reason. Don't make your face like that, because that's the main reason why the Lakers end up beating the Golden State Warriors, because of that mismatch right there. That specific mismatch. So I want this. What I'm going to do really quickly. I'm going to run down a couple of 4 men, and I want you to just evaluate who they are. So Malone, Chris Webber, Rasheed Wallace, Kevin Garnett, Antonio McDyess, Charles Barkley, Dirk Nowitzki. These are the guys that Draymond Green is going to have to deal with in the 90s. And those are the upper echelon guys. I didn't mention Otis Thorpe. I didn't mention Buck Williams. I didn't mention AC Green. I didn't mention guys like that. I didn't mention Dennis Rodman, because we all know that Draymond Green, as smart as you say he is, which I think he's got a great basketball IQ. On the flip side to that, though, Draymond Green flies off the handle, and it's not that hard to get him off of his game. So a guy like Dennis Rodman, when I had the conversation about the 17 Warriors against the 96 Bulls, I'm 100% confident Dennis Rodman will get him thrown out of at least one game. At least one game, he will get him thrown out of the game. So a guy like that who's going up against elite foremen and then great dirty work guys, he wouldn't struggle. Draymond Green would have a hell of a time dealing with those guys.
Right. And the thing is, you name a couple guys that he might struggle with, but for overall, like Dirk, KG, obviously, like guys like that, he's going to struggle with. I mean, those are our top power forwards of all time. But the problem is that when you mentioned 2017 Warriors and the Chicago Bulls, 96 Bulls have no shot against the 2017 Warriors. And I mean, no shot. I mean, not even remotely close. Like,
why we keep saying this subject? Deion, have you ever seen Chris Webber play basketball?
Yes, I have.
Let's just get straight to
the point. Chris Webber's not Anthony Davis. That's why I didn't understand why y'all broke. Chris Webber's not Anthony Davis.
So on the offensive end,
offensively, they're not similar. They're not close.
Are you saying that Anthony Davis is clear as Chris Webber on the offensive end?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
I got Anthony Davis over Chris Webber on offense. Absolutely.
Deion and I got to step in, because here's the thing.
I'm done.
Here's the thing. Yo, Deion, what you doing tomorrow around 1 Eastern?
I'm free.
Are you free? Mm-hmm. You free to get on playback?
Yeah.
Because tomorrow we get no playback to figure out why we done with the 90s or why we done with the current era.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sounds
amazing. So we can watch some Chris Webber highlights?
Yeah, we can watch.
And we can watch Eddie Jones highlights if necessary?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
1,000%. Deion, you going to be our honored guest?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
All right, yes. Cool. So hold on, Deion. We're going to get back to you.
Got it.
Because we got somebody else up here who we don't know whether he's done or not done. And we gotta figure out, I'm sorry, we 23 minutes into this show. We had to brief Deion right quick and see what Deion had. Now we gotta know, are you done with the 90s?
I mean, I don't think saying done with the 90s is the correct statement. I think what we should be saying is just that the 90s are overrated. I think when you listen to like a lot of like older people talk, especially, like they make it seem like all the players back then was just so much better than what you see today. And I think it's just not the case. And to be fair to the guys back then, a lot of the stuff that they did is just what the players are doing now. It's just more advanced now. So I guess that's why it doesn't look as good. But I definitely do agree, though, that the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, wherever, I believe that all those guys are overrated. And like a lot of guys that you think or that we think are great, I think if you put them in today's game, not that they would be trash, but I don't know if we'd consider them greats if they played today. That's how I kind of feel about it.
Okay. You don't got no comment to anything that's been said up to this point? Or
so like with the Draymond talk, I think so. I think Draymond is super overrated just as an overall player. Like I feel like his importance to the Golden State Warriors.
There's a difference between being overrated and super overrated. Like super overrated is like
super overrated. Like
you might be kind of whack.
Draymond's not a Hall of Famer. Like how people talk about him being like a Hall of Famer.
I'm not doing.
Like Draymond to me is not a Hall of Famer because then when you put him in that conversation, then you're talking about him being with other great big men like Shaq and Duncan, etc. And I don't think that Draymond's on that level. I think that we only talk about him in that kind of way because of team accomplishments, which I don't really believe should qualify you for the Hall of Fame. I think that should be like a individual player kind of thing. But I get it that all that does factor in. But what I would say is that if Draymond played maybe like in like the 80s and 90s, I do think that he'd be talked about more positively than what we do now. I think his game, maybe he wouldn't be considered like as good of a defender as he is right now because, you know, hearing the points that you guys were making, it seemed like, okay, like I can understand what Chilltown's saying, you know, and other people that he wouldn't be able to guard like the great bigs back then. But I think offensively, he would be regarded as like a pioneer in terms of like how you see like all these big men now that can like handle the ball and run an offense, kind of like pass and all that stuff. So I think it probably would have been better for him to play back then. On top of that, I think Draymond's a dirty player. So back then, hold on, wait.
Draymond is a pioneer.
Real quick, Ron. I think that Draymond back then would have got away with a lot more. What happened?
No, go ahead. You got it.
Somebody say something? Oh, no. Yeah, I'm saying last point. I think Draymond would have gotten away with a lot of the stuff that he's doing now that gets highlighted if he played back then. I don't really think it would be as scrutinized as it is right now. So I think he would have benefited from maybe playing a little bit earlier in NBA stuff versus
and
now.
Big Ox, I didn't even bring up Tim Duncan during the 90s neither. I didn't even bring him up.
Well, that's not fair. So we don't need to do that.
I mean, we got we got AD. He had DeMarcus Cousins. I mean, Draymond had his fair share of big men that he had to guard on a given night. So
but I feel like are you implying that Draymond can handle prime Tim Duncan too?
I'm not saying handle, but I mean he wouldn't have more of a tough time guarding Anthony Davis. I mean, AD is by far a better offensive player than Tim Duncan. I mean, we know that. We know that. He's not.
Who knows that?
He's not.
Hey man, he cooking, man.
Wait. Hey,
who knows that?
He cooking, man.
Time out. Are you trying to tell me that Anthony Davis is not a better offensive player than Tim Duncan?
Mars, why are you doing this?
How much does AD average, bro, for his career? You tell me.
I don't give a shit how much he averages.
What are you talking about?
I don't care how much he averages.
Bro, AD has more 40-point games already.
You don't have to do this.
Anthony Davis.
I knew what he was gonna say. I knew he was gonna go to the averages.
Time out. No. It's not about averages. It's not about averages.
You don't have to do this, Mars. Look, I'm fine with y'all like loving this era over the 90s. I'm so off this argument. I'm A-okay with that. Yeah. But we don't have to say these things about
Tim Duncan.
So can we break down Anthony Davis and Tim Duncan's offense?
We done with the 90s.
We done.
Right, hey, everybody trying for Low. Yes, 5 seconds of fame. Hey, Low, appreciate you for coming up. You support the player's choice.
Oh, man.
Chill.
Are we gonna do this again?
I'm driving it into a poll today, Chill. I'm telling you.
But hey, for real, let's seriously sit here and talk about this real quick. Real talk. Let's all jokes aside. Anthony Davis versus Tim Duncan on offense. I mean, Anthony Davis is by far the better offensive player.
Deion up here.
It's not close.
These are waste of time conversations. Why do we have this man up here? This is such a
I mean, I need you guys to put me wrong though, Lo. I mean, I'm saying you say it's a waste of time, but you can't put me wrong on that. I mean,
prove you wrong because he averages a couple more points.
No, not because of that. Don't bring up the points. Don't bring up the points either. That's not bring up the points.
I didn't bring up the points.
Let's look up the.
Yeah, you did.
Listen,
you brought up the point.
Don't deflect.
He's the one who brought up the point.
I did. And remove the point because that's already one right there. Now remove the points. Let's just talk about their game, their offensive game. Bro, Anthony Davis, 3-point shot, mid-range, can put the ball on the floor. He can do turnarounds. He has one of the best footworks inside.
You have no idea how good Tim Duncan was. Oh my God.
Everything you just said. Everything you just said, Tim Duncan does except for the 3 points.
That's Duncan. Everything you just said. It's Duncan. What's going on? What is happening right there? Am I in the Matrix? I gotta be in the Matrix. I have
everything.
I'm in the Matrix. I have to be in the Matrix. Ron, I am in the matrix right now. What this segment right here has easily taken 5 years off of my life.
I need these years. I need these years, bro. I want to live to be old.
Listen.
Right now?
When have we ever seen Tim Duncan, bro, a step back shot or a step back mid range or
it's incredible.
When have we ever seen Tim Duncan put the ball on the floor and actually cook a defender?
All throughout the early 2000s, he used to be there. All throughout the early 2000s.
Not on Anthony Davis level. Not on Anthony Davis level.
Did you watch Tim Duncan before 2000?
I've watched Tim Duncan. Absolutely. Yes, I know about Tim Duncan. Yes.
Yeah, he's lying. He doesn't know what he's talking. He's lying. Okay,
I don't know about Tim Duncan. Are you serious?
People are liars.
Anyway, I know about old Tim Duncan.
Yeah, he knows about old Tim Duncan.
No, I know about early 2000s 19 Tim Duncan, bro. I know about Tim Duncan.
You see? Yes. Did you watch the 1999 finals?
Bro, yes, I know his average.
I know you and we
he almost averaged almost a quadruple double inside that finals. I know Tim Duncan averaged.
That wasn't the ultimate finals. You don't know what you're talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Jesus.
That's my fault. I got mixed up. But
I'm asking you about that final.
Yes, I actually did.
I'm asking you about younger Tim Duncan because
younger Tim Duncan. Yes.
Okay, but look, listen. I'm just curious to know if you saw his mid-range work, if you saw his post work, if you saw his mid-range jump shot. I'm curious to know if you notice these things when you're watching, because I've come to realize a lot of times when people are watching basketball, they don't really know what they're watching. You know what I'm saying? They're just kind of just looking at the screen. And so I'm wondering if you were paying attention to Tim Duncan's capabilities on
1,000%.
I'm talking about from 99 to 2012.
Yes.
So we're paying attention. So we're paying attention to it.
Just giving them a long range
and seeing all the stuff that you've seen from Tim Duncan, seeing all the stuff that you've seen from Tim Duncan,
absolutely,
and paying attention to it, you come up with the conclusion that he couldn't do everything that Anthony Davis was doing yesterday.
See, because I was making sense.
Is that what I'm understanding? I want to make sure that I'm understanding you correctly. So everything that you said that you've seen from Tim Duncan, the fact that he got the name the big fundamental, the fact that he's shot the ball off the backboard, he actually made that a thing. Like guys,
of course,
doing that nearly as much as he was doing.
Sam Jones.
I respect Sam Jones. Mars, focus, okay? Focus, please. The point that I'm making is the fact that you said you've seen all of this stuff from Tim Duncan, and seeing all of this stuff from Tim Duncan, you've gathered that Anthony Davis, who you just said does the same thing, clears him because he does it significantly better. Whoa. Tells me that number one, you have no eye for the game. You have no understanding for the game whatsoever. Because if you did, there's no way that you could sit here with an honest voice and say that this guy is that much better. There's no way that you can say that.
And listen, we're talking
Deion, right quick, Deion. I think we can go ahead and just take this a step further.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm almost positive that you're going to say, if Tim Duncan's a better offensive player, I'm assuming you think that they're par on defense. So I'm assuming that you'll go ahead and say, hey, he's just a better overall player.
No.
Why not? Why not?
Accolades.
Because there's more to the game. I mean, leadership. I mean, being able to gel your team together.
Oh my God.
Things of that nature.
Right.
And on top of that,
let him cook.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you keep interrupting me, Lo. You done, brother? You done? You get to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the facts say that you're wrong about the shooting. The facts say that you're wrong about the shooting. But go ahead, bro.
You said I'm sorry, wrong about the shooting.
Keep going.
The thing about Anthony Davis is that I'm just not. You guys don't understand is that he started as a point guard, bro, in high school. I mean, Anthony Davis is literally a point guard.
Chill out, low. Relax, low.
He's a point guard inside of a power forward position, a center body. Right. Anthony Davis can put the ball on the floor, hit you with a crossover, and do a step back three. I mean, that's something that Tim Duncan's never had in his bag. AD averages more points per game than what's called Tim Duncan as well. I mean, by 5 as well.
We're back on the point.
By 5 as well.
Yeah, we're going back at the point.
I'm just giving you facts. And then on top of that,
chill out, big ox.
No. Boo this man. Boo.
Listen. 80. Well, how many years? 80 has had multiple years averaging 25 points, bro. I mean, what are we talking about right now?
Yeah, he has how many seasons?
Multiple seasons.
Cool. Like 3.
Yeah, he averaged 28. I think his
yeah, like 2 years averaging 28 in a faster pace.
And then in 2020, he averaged 26.
Stop.
So does that mean that Wilt Chamberlain and them are better offensive players because they score more points?
5 years.
Will Chamberlain better offensive player than Tim Duncan? Yes, he is.
No. In general, everybody in the 60s are better offensive players because they average more points.
No. That's you're talking about the 60s though. You're talking about the 60s.
And okay, we're talking because you put into context that the era they play in. So when one player plays in the slowest pace era in NBA history, and the other one plays in one of the faster pace eras in NBA history, when the difference in points, especially at their best, is like 2 to 3 points. What are we discussing right now?
And on top of that, your main point was the fact that he averaged more points. That was your main.
That was your main point.
That wasn't my main point. That was part of the reason is why it's a better scorer. My main point is that AD has way more of a skill arsenal than freaking Tim Duncan. I mean, let's be real. Like I keep trying to tell you guys, AD on offense is better than Tim Duncan. I mean,
hold on.
Who's the best scorer of all time?
LeBron James.
He doesn't have more of an offense. He doesn't score more than Kevin Durant. It doesn't make any sense. Kevin Durant has more ability to score in other places on the floor at better rates.
Why
wouldn't Stephen Curry be a better scorer if he could score from 3 mid in the area, mid range, what a floater, way better than LeBron does?
I'll tell you the reason why. LeBron James is more of, first of all, when you compare LeBron and Stephen Curry, LeBron James averages more points, is more efficient from the field. On top of that, bro, LeBron James can hit the
efficient. He's not more efficient.
LeBron has a higher field goal percentage than
field goal percentage isn't efficiency, buddy. So let's try it again. Field goal percentage isn't efficiency. So let's try that again.
He has a better field goal.
I don't know if you noticed.
That's not efficiency.
A higher percentage of his
this is called poking holes in your theory. That's what's going on right now.
So let's try that again.
I wouldn't consider y'all poking holes in any type of theory because, like I said, let me have the floor for 30 seconds.
AD a better offensive player than Tim Duncan because he has a bigger arsenal. LeBron's the best scorer ever. You don't see the
AD averages more points and he has a better arsenal than freaking Tim Duncan. AD's a better scorer than Tim Duncan. LeBron James averages 27 points, bro, for his career for over 21 seasons, bro.
And MJ
for 15 seasons. For 15 seasons,
MJ averages 30.
For 15 seasons.
And
for
MJ
only 15.
30.
For only 15, though. But for only 15.
Okay.
For only 15.
It's not about once again.
It's everything. It's everything. I look at everything.
But Tim Duncan did it longer as well. Kevin Durant is in year 17. He's averaging 27 points per game for his career, right? So what's the difference? So if KD, right, Kevin Durant, 27 points, just like LeBron, but he can do way more scoring wise than LeBron. So why wouldn't he be more? Why wouldn't he better? Why wouldn't he better off?
Because, like I said, I look at everything, and Kevin Durant has not done it as long as LeBron James.
Let's stop. Anthony Davis has not done it as long as Tim Duncan.
You say Anthony Davis has not done that as long as Tim Duncan. He has had a higher peak, and he's a better scorer than than Tim Duncan. He's peaked higher, bro.
But you see how you do it differently. You see how you do it differently. I'll let you answer.
Go ahead.
Kevin Durant peaked higher. He led the league in scoring 4 different times. He has multiple near 50-40-90 seasons, if not 50-40-90 seasons. He shot better from behind the arc way more than LeBron has on higher volume. He's like plus 20% from the free throw line as well. He's a significantly better mid-range shooter by like 10 to 15% throughout his entire career. He's a better post player as well. So by your same logic, why is it that?
All right. So thank you for giving me the floor. I appreciate none of you guys will speak. So I'm about to answer this, dude. I said, when it comes to LeBron James and Kevin Durant, KD has never averaged over 35 points for an entire playoff series, not even once. Right? LeBron James has done that multiple times, bro. LeBron James has peaked higher inside the playoffs. He's a better scorer. On top of that, LeBron James is more efficient from the two-point line inside the paint than Kevin Durant. LeBron James, on top of that, is averaging 27 points for his career, just like KD. But the thing is, LeBron has an extra 5 years on top on that. You know what I'm saying? So LeBron James until last season or the season before,
KD's averaged 35 and 3.
Kevin Durant. LeBron's at like 27.
Say it again, Mars. Say it again.
KD's averaged 35 plus in 3 playoff series in his career.
In 3. So that was wrong.
So
you said he averaged 35
points
in 3.
What?
You said Kevin Durant never averaged 35 points in a playoff series.
Right.
He did it not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Do you know anything?
LeBron did it 4 times.
Hang on for a second, Mars.
He did it 3 times.
That's an argument.
Yeah, I know. We know it's your fault. Anyway, we're done with that conversation. The point of the matter is
done with the conversation though. That's the thing, bro. LeBron James is a better scorer than Kevin Durant. I actually said it. I missed up and said that he didn't score.
And one of the series, LeBron averaged 35. He shot below 40% from the field.
Okay, thank you, Marvin.
Yeah.
That's fine. The thing is with Kevin Durant, bro. Like when I come from LeBron James and KD, LeBron James always averaged more points than KD, bro. 27.2 to 27.1. It just changed over the last course of the last 2 years. Like real talk.
Okay, so they both average the same amount of points. So they both average 27. Then when it came to AD and Tim Duncan, you use how versatile they were. Who is a more versatile scorer, KD or LeBron? Who?
What? LeBron.
How?
What do you mean? He's better inside the paint. He can still hit the mid-range. He can still hit the three-point line.
Who's a better mid-range shooter?
KD's a better mid-range shooter.
Who's a better three-point shooter?
Kevin Durant.
Who's a better free throw shooter?
KD.
So if one player is better than everywhere else on the floor, outside and inside, who's more versatile?
But that's not the thing, though. The versatility comes in with LeBron James. It's being able to still shoot the 40% three.
Nobody said he wasn't versatile. We said who's more. You're not answering my question. Who is more versatile?
LeBron is more versatile than KD. Why? I'll tell you why. Okay, so like I said, he's shooting inside the paint like Shaquille O'Neal, and on top of it, he still hit the three-point line on 40% from the three-point line, right? So LeBron James is still a better performer inside of playoff games, inside of regular season games than KD. On top of that, right? So it's
put your hand down, Mars. Put your hand down, Mars. Nothing to do with this.
I just want to say 2 things. I just want to say 2 things. I just want to say 2 things.
Put your hand down. You're not getting involved in this, Mars.
Jump in there, bro.
I just want to say 2 things.
Put your hand down, Mars. You got nothing to do with this.
So what do you say, bro?
It was a question that started this.
Don't fight there, Mars. Get in there.
Yeah.
As a panelist, Mars, what do you need to ask?
I want to less questions, more just statements of fact. Kevin Durant's playoff career scoring average is higher than LeBron James.
Thank you.
For intense
we're looking at
no. Let him finish.
I'm point number 2. Kevin Durant's field goal percentage from 0 to 3 feet is higher than LeBron James.
Thank you.
No context.
So technically,
now we put context into
the things you said on
no context.
We're putting.
But when it was Tim Duncan scoring average,
I'm going to say when it was Tim Duncan scoring in a slower era with more defensive players inside, you decided to use no context. But the crazy part about it is, even if you remove context, almost everywhere on the floor except for long twos, Tim Duncan and AD are very similar. The crazy part about it is on long twos, Tim Duncan is actually better than AD. But you decided to say no context when it came to LeBron and KD. But now all of a sudden you want to use context? That doesn't make any sense.
Kevin Durant doesn't drive to the basket as much as LeBron James. And so that's an
AD does not attempt as many mid-range jump shots as Tim Duncan does.
Anthony Davis, on top of that, when you look at his game, like I already said, I'm explaining to you guys multiple times, he's a better scorer than Tim Duncan. I mean, when you compare LeBron and KD, it's 27 and 27, 28 and 30 inside the playoffs for Kevin Durant, like around 29 points for KD. They're very close. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at the players as Tim Duncan and AD, he's 5 whole points over him. And on top of the skill set, yes, Tim Duncan hit a mid-range shot, all that great stuff. That's fine. But is he being able to put the ball on the floor?
Yo, can you please keep Tim Duncan's name out your mouth?
He doesn't.
All right, fellas, we have to move on.
I want to
apologize, chat. Low, I apologize. Will was good. Chill, how you living? Mars.
And 30 years old is 2 points.
My argument for James.
This is 2 for Mars today.
My argument for James would have been more on the production side.
Oh no, I don't mind that.
That's what I said.
You definitely that part I can't argue that. As much as I love James, I can't argue that. There's no way to argue that. My argument, if I'm talking about James being a better scorer than KD, would go to production. And I would talk about where it was. And I would stick there. The minute Low brings up versatility, you have to concede that. Because James
he's the one who brought up versatility. I mean,
I'm looking at
you have to concede that. The reason why you
gotta move on. I'm sorry.
I'm a James guy. I'm a James guy.
Ron, we done with the 90s.
Bron is a better scorer than KD, and like I said, it's not even close either.
We done with the 90s.
Oh, now it's not close. Okay.
Low, we about to get to that.
It's not close.
We about to get to that. I got a $25 super
have to.
chat that I gotta address right now. But I had a segment planned for today. We can scratch that whole segment and we could just do a LeBron versus KD.
No.
versus-
We dismantled the theory. We dismantled it.
No.
Okay, so we've all came to a conclusion that Bron's just not in the same light as KD.
No, not at all.
The
I'm
theory
not
was
done.
dismantled.
I haven't even got the opportunity to even speak for real. Like the thing about LeBron James.
Hold up, Deion. Hold on. I have to read this super chat.
Okay.
Because apparently DSG Piccolo, he's saying, man, what is this, bro? What is bro on with this Tim Duncan disrespect? As Ox said, boo this man. He getting cooked. This is a massacre. This man making Bron fans look delusional. Can we change the topic to that Tatum topic that we couldn't get to? What was the Tatum topic we couldn't get to?
Swiper wanted to say something, so we need Swiper here for that. I don't know what the Tatum topic was. But Bron fans are delusional.
Stop it. I'm not delusional at all. Actually,
Have you listened to yourself for the last 15 minutes?
He said we.
LeBron.
Have you listened to yourself for the last 15 minutes? That's
Mars
straight
is not
delusion.
he does
Not
not
at all.
represent. He does not represent all of us. So
He's from Ohio. He's
I
the
don't
biggest
have to-
representative.
I don't have to represent all of y'all. That's fine. I represent the real ones. And like I said, LeBron James the better scorer than KD. You cannot tell me otherwise that LeBron's not better scorer than KD. LeBron has peaked higher than Kevin Durant. LeBron has done it longer than Kevin Durant. On top of that, like I said, I give LeBron James the versatility over KD because LeBron James can shoot like Shaquille O'Neal inside the paint, and it also will shoot like Stephen Curry from the 3-point line. We've never seen Kevin Durant do that. We've never seen Curry do that. We've never seen Curry do that.
No, that's kind of crazy. That's kind
What
of
is
crazy.
going on?
We never
What
seen
is
Curry
that
do that. We've never
delusional?
seen
Deion,
Curry
that's
do
kind
that.
of crazy.
Wait, can you say that one more time?
He's not delusional.
Wait, just make. Can you say it one more time, please? I just want to make sure you said what you said.
Say what you just said again.
Yes.
You
Just one more
shoot
time,
like
please. One more time. Who?
LeBron James can score like Shaquille O'Neal inside the paint and shoot like Curry from the 3-point line at his best. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, wait.
But he's not
Deion,
delusional. But
Yes.
that's
That's
he's not
versatility.
delusional.
Well,
But he's
if
not
he could do that,
But Deion, but like,
if he could do that,
wait,
But
Deion,
he's not
but like, what do you
delusional.
mean? Like,
He's not delusional. He's
like,
a real one.
There's no need
Like,
to
what do you
even.
mean by
There's no.
that?
There's Will. There's no need to waste your time talking to him.
Okay.
Nah, he's
Fellas,
not
I
delusional.
got
Whatever you say,
I got more super
Hey,
chat.
low, bro. Whatever you say, dog.
Yo,
Yeah, I know. It is whatever I
Hey,
said
hey,
because I
like
think
you-
everybody agrees with me.
Hey,
Everybody agrees with me. You're
That's fine,
delusional.
and that's fine. They agree with you. But LeBron's a better scorer than Kevin Durant, and then you guys can't prove me wrong on that.
Well,
he's a better
Better
scorer.
shooter than Steph Curry?
No, he's not
I
better shooting than Steph Curry. It's not better shooting than Steph Curry. No.
Wait, but like, what did you mean that he can shoot like Steph Curry from three? Like, what do you mean by
that
that?
mean?
So what I mean by that is LeBron James in 2013, bro, when he shot over 40% from the 3-point line, he was one of the most effective 3-point shooters inside the league. On top of that, he was averaging over 75 to 80% inside the paint, bro, on his points inside the paint. One of the highest percentages since Shaquille O'Neal. So that's what I mean by like LeBron James.
How he ignores the context when it's from.
I'm gonna say,
he ignores the
brought up
3 threes a game.
context.
He ignores that. When
Yeah,
it's in LeBron's favor, the context is ignored. But when I say KD is more efficient from 0 to 3 feet, he wants to add the context.
Do you
KD
see
doesn't
how-
drive as much as
Do
LeBron.
you
see how-
understand?
That's the
You
delusion.
understand? You
That
understand?
right there is the delusion.
That's
so we
not-
ignore that Steph Curry has taken 9 more threes.
He's taking 9 more threes, yes, but I'm
So we
saying
ignore that. And I'm saying they just
what I
shoot
mean
it
by
good.
that is that
And then when
I
I
love
say
basketball.
KD, I mean that
I
is
love
LeBron
basketball.
James. Nah, the context,
I love
that's the
basketball.
delusion.
Do you
What I
understand
mean by
that?
that is LeBron James, bro, was shooting one. When I say with Stephen Curry, I mean by he was one of the top 3-point shooters. On top of him being one of the most efficient big men inside the paint. That's what I mean by that when I say that statement.
Well, so
And
just say
that's more-
just
that's
say
more
he
versus-
shot
that's more-
40%. Just say he shot 40% from 3. That's it.
He was shooting like damn near like Curry,
I could
bro.
have got an hour more sleep.
It was
That's
it.
the delusion. That's the
See,
delusion.
do you not understand how when he just sat there and said that he was finishing at the basket like LeBron, and you said context,
Yes.
and then you brought up volume, which is fair. But then when you say that you're comparing 3-point attempts, most of which are relatively left open,
Right.
in contrast to Curry, that you're removing context from that. Do you understand that?
Of course. And
So why? So if you understand it, why say it?
the thing about it is that
So if you understand
if
it,
you-
why say it?
if you can say that Kevin Durant is scoring better, more efficient.
No.
inside the paint than LeBron James, That's fine.
If you understand that, why say? If you understand the context when it comes to volume with KD inside the lane, why do you not understand the context of 3 3-pointers versus 10 3-pointers.
Because he doesn't understand that, Low. That's why.
That's why his glorious king
LeBron
That's
James.
why he said that, because he doesn't understand the context.
I was noting him to one of the top 3-point shooters inside the league. Steph Curry's one of the top 3-point shooters.
So just say that.
LeBron James.
Hold on, Low. Steph Curry is not one of the top 10 in the league. He's the best.
Right.
That's where the bar is.
LeBron that year
But
shot
the
less
thing
threes
is-
a game than Ox's favorite player, John Salmons, Kings legend. That's how he was taking less threes than John Salmons.
I'm sorry, Mars.
Hey, shout out John.
That's a name I haven't heard in a minute. So shout out to John
Shout out to
Salmons.
John Salmons, man.
Shout out to John Salmons.
We have a super chat,
I
y'all.
know we got a super chat, and I was trying to listen to Ron's. I'm trying to listen to Low's point, but he lost me when dude said that he shot better than Steph Curry.
I
sorry.
never
Like
said
Steph
Steph
Curry.
Curry.
Like
Steph Curry. Never say
like
Steph
Steph
Curry.
Curry.
My brain
Or
is
even
Shooting like
as
Steph, and he was inside the paint like Shaquille O'Neal. That's what I
Well,
was
they're
saying.
both. Those are
That's-
both wrong. Those are both wrong statements.
Remember when
Those are
KD
both
was shooting
wrong
like
statements.
80% at the rim and 40% from three?
Fellas, we have a
Steph Curry.
$25 super chat. I gotta get to this. From my
Damn
man
that super chat. Who this?
My man Kent Lipscomb. He said there's no way y'all let this happen for this long. Tim Duncan is 4 all time. So now I gotta ask everybody, where's Tim Duncan on your all-time list? And Deion, I'm getting to you last. I just put up 4. So he's 4. Chilltown, where's Tim Duncan?
Number 8.
Number 8. Will, where you got Tim Duncan?
I forgot where I had him.
Is he top 15?
He's
Top
top
20?
10.
I forgot where I had him. I'll probably say like 7 or 8. I think
7 or 8.
I had him. Yeah, that's where I had him.
Low.
He's top 5. Oh yeah, KD did do that as well. KD did shoot 80% at the back
80%
and
and
40%. Okay,
Yeah,
he did
so
that.
he's better than Shaq. I'm better than Steph.
KD did it as
LeBron
well.
was in the paint going crazy.
Oh my
LeBron
god.
was in the paint going crazy,
So
bro.
Yo, Deion, you gotta be careful with these two.
You better
man.
shut-
I've been
Bro,
with
I'm
them.
here
KD
all
You gotta be
day.
careful. D.
Bro, I'm
So
here all day for
KD
these two.
did
That's
it
the thing, bro.
too.
You're not- They haven't proven
Oh,
nothing
and
wrong.
KD
Go
did
ahead.
it in the playoffs too. Oh my god.
How do wait, Deion?
That's not better than LeBron, though. It's not better than
wait,
LeBron.
Deion.
I see what you're talking about.
Shut up.
Wait, Deion.
Stop it,
It's not better
question.
than LeBron, though.
Low, stop it.
Wait, Deion.
LeBron.
Deion, quick
What's up?
question.
What's good,
So
brother?
if you were a kid, right, and you wanted
Yes,
to
sir.
model your game offensively after either KD or Bron, who would you pick? Like
LeBron
to model your
James.
game?
LeBron.
This man LeBron's never.
LeBron, listen, time out. I'm gonna answer why though.
KD
LeBron's
almost
almost
shot-
LeBron is going to be
No,
able to
he
score. Bro, LeBron's going to be able to score in better situations than Kevin Durant, bro. KD is weak with the ball in his hands, bro. Being a scorer, it also matters how are you with the ball in your hands. Can you take impact, bro, and still drive through and get to the rim? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like,
Those are all except for the with
This is
the
gonna be different versions of LeBron. Number one's gonna be 2013 LeBron. Number two's gonna be 2018.
Hey, you
That's
can't be
what's
mad
gonna
at
be. He's gonna have
that.
A bunch of LeBrons.
I mean, that's the true. That's true honest.
and
He's gonna say the 10th
Where's
worst version
Taylor?
of
We
LeBron.
got to have
He's
him
gonna say
and
the
Taylor
10th
on
best
the
version of
show
LeBron is
together.
better than
That
the
would be
second
crazy.
best player ever. That's what he's gonna say.
Yo, Mars, I need to know where you have Tim Duncan ranked at.
Nah, I need people to know that KD has shot above 80% from 0 to 3 feet 4 times. LeBron
Yes.
James never done such a thing. 0 times.
LeBron goes to the rim infinitely more times than
Hey, I
Kevin
need
Durant.
people
So
to
it
know
doesn't
that.
matter.
Curry
It
shoots
doesn't
Know
matter.
that KD has
and
shot
Curry
doesn't
and
matter,
Curry
bro.
shoots infinitely more threes.
LeBron's a by far better finisher than Kevin Durant. It's
The
not
numbers
close.
say otherwise.
It's
The
not-
numbers say
The
otherwise.
numbers do
Yeah.
not say otherwise.
They do.
83%. KD
does
is
not.
shooting
It does
83%.
not.
I think even LeBron would
Twice.
be pissed right now.
82%. 80%. In the playoffs, 88%. 87%. LeBron has never touched those numbers.
KD has an
Right.
80.
But
KD has a
LeBron
near
goes to the rim.
89%. KD has a
Okay,
near
so
89%.
never touched those
Mars,
numbers.
tell me the difference. How many
Never
times
touched those
KD go to the rim?
Tell me
the
numbers in 3-pointers. Then tell me the difference in 3-pointers between Curry and LeBron.
I just say he's shooting like Curry. He's not.
Okay, all right.
KD can finish
And
like
KD's not
finish-
Bron.
And
KD's not Bron. So KD's not Bron.
KD is finishing like LeBron.
Bro, okay, that's fine, but he's not Bron. It's just like how we know that Kurt LeBron
finishing like Bron and he's
All right, sorry,
like
yeah. He's finishing like LeBron and shooting like Curry.
Okay, and LeBron was
and he like
finishing like
Michael
Shaquille
Jordan
O'Neal
on the
and
mid-range.
shooting like Curry as well. What are you talking about?
All right, so just say that. Say KD finishes like LeBron and shoots like Curry. Say that.
LeBron was finishing
No.
like Shaquille O'Neal.
No. Say KD was finishing like LeBron and shooting like Curry. Say that.
Shaquille O'Neal LeBron was finishing like Shaquille O'Neal and shooting like
See how he can't do
Yeah,
it?
yeah, he can't do it.
All right,
Yo, Ron, we're
Bro,
done with
he
the
had-
90s, Ron. We're
had
done with the 90s.
He had a couple
Ron.
seasons that he had that. That's fine, but he's not LeBron James.
Oh, yeah,
Nobody
it's not
say that.
It's
No
not.
one
It's
said
not
he
Yeah.
was.
So that's an
No one said he was.
Dion.
What's good? What's good?
Dion, I need
What's
you
good?
to let everybody know
Say
where
it.
do you have Tim Duncan ranked all time. You have your top 10 list, right?
Yeah.
All right, just let me actually. We're gonna get to your top 10 list and where Tim Duncan's ranked and all of that. I do got some super chats, so we're gonna get to those. I do gotta say, join playback today. We got a couple special guests on playback. We're gonna be watching the Clippers and the Wolves game, unfortunately, but we're gonna watch that game. Also, tomorrow, we're gonna spend the first 2 hours right here on YouTube. The last hour, apparently, be done with the 90s. So we got to figure out why we done with the 90s. So that last hour, we go into playback to really get down to the bottom of why we done with the 90s. Deion said he's going to join us. We're going to watch some, I guess, Tim Duncan clips now. We're going to watch some Chris Webber.
Jesus Christ.
We might watch some Eddie Jones. You never know who we're going to watch in the 90s. We might watch how Draymond would defend all of these players and lock them in the 90s, but we're going to get to that. Also, I want to shout out all of our new members. My man, Tank Jones. He's a new member today. William Harris Jr., D-Dub, Global. Shout out Global. James C. is a new member as well. Shout out James C. New member. You know, we got to shout out all of our new members. Appreciate everybody that subscribed. Like the video if you haven't.
Is that not
All
James B? Am I tripping?
Nah, James.
No, that's James C.
You know, locked in. You know.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. But from the top, though, let's get to our super chats. Masink OG said D Wade should have won LeBron's first MVP in 2009. Deion, how do you feel about this?
Completely incorrect. I mean, LeBron James win shares. I mean, first of all, LeBron James' 2009 performance is the most valuable MVP season in NBA history. I mean, it's not even. It's not even close. It's not even close. LeBron James 2009 has literally by statistics. If you want to take everything into account, the playoffs, the regular season, all that greatness, LeBron James has the best MVP season in 2009. I mean,
playoffs is relevant. How many MVPs should LeBron James have?
Why did you use playoffs for MVP?
Yeah. You just wanted to push it. How many MVPs should LeBron James have?
LeBron should have. I'll probably say around honestly 9 or 10.
Yeah, that makes sense.
9 or 10. We can make.
Can we get the years?
Why not 11?
Why not 21?
LeBron James should have won in 2006. LeBron James should have won in 2010. My fault, not 10. 2000. What's called 2011. My fault. 2011. 2006. He should have won in.
Y'all stop helping him.
No. He should have won in 2008. He should have won Kobe Bryant's one as well.
Okay.
Let's call it 2018, of course. I'll give LeBron James 20. I'll give LeBron James 2017 as well too.
What about 14?
2017.
14, yeah.
20.
So he has 11. He has 10 or 11. I mean, he has the most MVPs in NBA.
So let's count 06, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18. That's 9. You think he should have won 2020?
Yeah, you need one more.
And 2020 is a great season as well. Yes, because he led the league in assists and averaged 25 points per game. I mean, and then 2 steals a game. So I mean, he was a top 10 defender in 2020 as well.
It wasn't 2 steals. It wasn't 2 steals a game. But go ahead, go. You make it. It wasn't close. It was 1.2. But you got it.
I disagree. But
if you round
crazy though, it's not crazy. I do disagree, but it's really not that crazy. Like Bron really has been dominant for pretty much his whole.
No, 10 MVPs for sure.
That's not crazy.
His career, LeBron should have been the MVP.
I'm saying though, like in his defense, though, like Morris, look, in his defense though, like Bron really has been dominant for a lot of years.
If you finish like Shaq and shoot like Curry, I mean 10 MVPs.
Why not?
I'm not.
Hold on, look, Mars.
Mars, you can't forget about the win shares, Mars. You can't forget about
the win shares. How can we forget? What about his book?
LeBron's board.
Y'all don't got to be
all that great stuff in 2009 was at an all-time high. I mean, literally top 5. And like, if you look at like all the best MVP seasons, bro, LeBron James 2009 is top 5 with every single person inside NBA history. So if that's true, and I'm a James guy, you
says what makes it a top 5 season? What did he do in that season?
His win shares.
Scoring. That was one of LeBron James' best scoring seasons by far, 2009, off the bat. On defense, I mean, he could have won Defensive Player of the Year as well. To lead that Cavaliers team in the way he did, the fashion he did, I mean, literally carrying the
LeBron's best season is 17th. LeBron's best season is 17th.
So Deion, Deion, in the future, like when people ask you this, you can say stuff like James in 2000 in the 08-09 season, he led the Cavs in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. Yeah. No other MVP could say that they did that. You can start the conversation with that. Don't say stuff like win shares, because people like Lowe, people like Mars, people who know basketball, you're gonna lose them immediately. Right? You can bring up production, like he led the league in points on the road. He averaged 30 a game on the road that year. Nobody else is doing that.
That's a crazy stat to pull out.
He knows his LeBron. He knows.
You can bring up stuff like that, right?
And that's why
LeBron's 08-09 season is 17th full time, and the highest seasons of win shares 17th.
This is what I'm saying though. Like you could bring up stuff like he finished second that year in Defensive Player of the Year. Like stuff you could bring up stuff like that when you talk about the 08-09 season. Just stuff like that, right? But you can't start the conversation with win shares. You can't do that. So
Chamberlain has 5 years of a higher win share.
I was naming it. I was going down the list. What he did in 2009. Like I said, offensive carry job. Defensively, he was a top 2. He almost won Defensive Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying? Offensive share.
He did not almost win Defensive Player of the Year. What?
I mean, he's top 2. I mean, that's almost winning. Is that not?
If somebody has, if I beat you, if I have, let's say I have $100,000 and you have $50,000, is that close to $100,000?
No, it's not.
Okay, so that's the equivalent to what happened.
But it's closer than all the other guys that have $10,000. You know what I'm saying?
No. Let's say yeah. If I have 100,000, you have 50,000, and everybody else in this room has 10,000. Are you close to me?
You're closer to everybody else. Yeah.
Was Carmelo close?
He's top 2.
Yeah. Was Carmelo close to winning MVP?
Was he top 5 in MVP? Was he top 5 in MVP racing?
He was second.
Yeah. So yes, he was close to winning. Yeah, absolutely. He's top 2. I mean, that's the closest you can get. I mean, you're the number 2 spot.
If you only receive one vote and everybody else receive none, and then the other, you're close to winning it.
You're the closest compared
to the rest of the MVP. No, that's not what you said. I'm asking you the question again. Are you close to winning? If I get 100 votes, you get 1, and everybody else gets 0. You're close to winning.
Yes, I'm closer to you.
No. I didn't say you're closer to everyone else. Are you close? Are you close to winning? If I get 100 votes, you get 1, and everybody else gets 0. Are you close to winning?
I mean, yes, because you have to compare it to the other people. I mean, yes, absolutely. If you get 100 votes,
Low, to answer your question, Low, no, I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, but technically you are, because if you come second out of everybody else, then doesn't that mean that you were close to winning?
No. We run a 400. We run a 400-meter race, right? World record, 49 seconds, something like that. I finish it in 50 seconds. Second place finishes it in 57 seconds. Are you going to tell me they're close because they technically came seconds, or were they not?
Well, no, but they were closest winning it.
That's why
the question wasn't really closest. The question was, is he close?
Are you close? Not the
best, because he's second place. So yes,
you guys are second place.
There's no way you guys.
But second place by just finishing.
So Kawhi Leonard
was the second best chance, which means that you were closest outside the winner.
So Kawhi Leonard
we didn't say closest. We said close. That's the question. Is it close? So like Mars said, when Curry was unanimous and Kawhi finished second, so Kawhi was close to winning the MVP.
Yes, he's second in MVP race. So yes,
even though the first one, was he close to winning the MVP if he received no MVP votes, no first place votes?
But did he receive more votes than everybody else? Then that means that
not
second. Yes, like to me, like
close to winning MVP.
Then you're just then you're close.
So you received 0. So you received 0 first place votes. You're still close to winning the MVP because you were second.
But did he get more votes than the rest of the field?
Yeah, he did.
But so that means that he was.
But there was nobody who
maybe
thought
I'm just mishearing.
Like Curry's.
Do you know what close means?
Curry's unanimous MVP. When 2016 he unanimously won it, meaning that nobody thought that anybody else should win it. Right?
Okay.
Kawhi finished second.
Was he close to winning the MVP? If nobody didn't think that nobody else should win it, was he close to winning it?
Yes.
Okay. Opinion-wise, no. But with his place in voting, if he came second, then technically yes.
You're
because
saying
low,
close, not close.
all I said was LeBron James.
Yeah,
was
maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just
close
me.
to. I said LeBron
It
James
is you,
was close to
Will.
winning Defensive Player of the Year in 2009. That's all I said. That's all I said. I said
It
LeBron
is
was close to
you,
winning MVP Defensive Player in 2009.
You're not close if LeBron only got like 2 DPOY votes. Dwight was running away with that award.
Understandable, but he was the top 2. He was close. He was the top 2.
We got to move on. But personally, I think Deion and Will spitting, but we got to move on, though. We got to move on. We can't keep letting Deion and Will cook low and long because we got other topics and stuff. So Drip Bailey said, start bench cut these players for how important they are to their dynasty. Pippen, Draymond, Manu.
Manu was cut. What?
That's easy.
Respect manager. Respect manager.
You can respect him. He's still getting cut, Mars.
He's getting cut.
You can respect him all day long.
Nah. Start Draymond, bench Manu, cut Pippen.
No.
Wait.
No.
Cut Pippen. Are you out of your mind?
Not start Pippen and bench Draymond.
I'm done with the 90s. I'm cutting Pippen.
Yeah, we cutting Manu. Man is a crazy
respect
nigga.
manager Ginobili, man.
No, man.
Nah, I need Ox to come back because he's gonna start Pippen, bench Manu, and cut Draymond.
Oh yeah.
It's like the candy man. Like you say his name a couple of times.
Yeah, there we go. Now we get some Manu appreciation up here.
You said Pippen, Manu, and Draymond?
Yeah. Start Pippen, bench Manu, cut Draymond, right?
No, Mars.
Start Manu.
Start Manu.
There we go.
Pippen, cut Draymond.
There we go. He cooking. Yeah.
You're out of your mind.
It's start Pippen, bench Draymond, cut Manu.
Ox, you honestly think that Manu Ginobili was more important to those dynasties than Scottie Pippen was? Are you serious right now?
Nah, I'm starting Pippen, but I just want to
okay. I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, we go show Manu some love.
We're cutting. I'm cutting Draymond. Like Manu.
No,
okay.
No,
you were cutting Manu.
Manu never had a series like 2016 for Draymond Green. Never had it.
He lost.
Respectfully, Deion. Respectfully, Deion.
You can't.
I don't believe that you actually know whether that's true or not.
That's true.
Respectfully,
did you see what Draymond Green did?
Respectfully, Deion, I'm not sure.
What did he do?
I'm not sure.
Did you see what Draymond Green did in 2016?
Look, what I'm saying. Wait, Deion, relax, brother.
No, you're good.
What I'm saying is, I'm sure you've seen that 2016 series. I'm sure you saw that, but I'm not positive that you've ever seen Scottie Pippen play, and I highly doubt that you saw enough Manu Ginobili to really make that.
Never saw him play like ever.
With all due respect, my brother.
With all due respect, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro.
Deion, I
really
wouldn't take that respectfully.
With all due respect, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I know more basketball than a lot of you guys. The thing about it is, like I said, Draymond Green, Draymond Green, 2016. Ginobili has never had a series like that, a game like that ever in his history.
A game or a
series.
What was Draymond doing in the finals prior to Game 7?
Yes. What was he doing?
What do you mean? What was he doing? What are you
Exactly the question that he asked. Hold on, Mars. What exactly was Draymond doing from Game 1 to Game 6 in the 2016 NBA?
Being a top 3 scorer for the Warriors, playing an excellent defense, and then playmaking for the Golden State Warriors. He was one of the. If they win in 2016, Draymond Green wins Finals MVP over Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry was.
Part 2 of that question: who did the San Antonio Spurs play in the finals in 2005?
You said in 2005? Didn't they play the I know his answer. It's the Pistons, right?
Okay, the Pistons.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
they just won after they won.
And then what did Manu Ginobili do in that series?
Right.
He cooked up. He had a good series.
What did he do?
Can't vividly remember. He had he scored up 20 around that area.
Well, you tell us.
I have to go look back at that exact series, but it wasn't better than Draymond's 2016. That's all I know.
Who averaged more points?
Ginobili.
Who averaged more assists?
What was it, Ginobili?
You tell us.
I'm not looking at it.
You tell us. You tell us.
I'm not looking at it. I don't.
You tell us.
I don't know.
You're the one who said. You're the one who asserted with confidence that Manu's never had a series.
Because the reason why I asserted the confidence, Mars, is because Draymond Green brings defensive presence. While on top of that, he was still assisting the ball and still scoring. So yes,
how can you say that if you don't know what Manu Ginobili was?
Know what Manu did though?
What do you mean? Was Manu bringing more defensive presence than Draymond Green? Answer the
tell
question.
us. You tell us.
No, he wasn't. If you want to,
Why?
He wasn't.
Why?
He wasn't at all.
Okay, so
Why?
at what point do we factor in the fact that Draymond Green got suspended in the series?
Got suspended one game.
Yes.
Yeah,
14% of the series he wasn't there.
Got suspended one game, bro.
In the 82 game season.
It's not the reason they lost. They lost because they lost because LeBron and Kyrie had 40 each, and then LeBron James followed that up in Game 6 and had one of the best games in NBA history.
In the game,
we just don't factor in the fact that Draymond Green got suspended in that series. That doesn't mean anything.
I mean, he got suspended one game, but that's just the edge of Draymond Green. I understand that. I mean, he got suspended. That's fine. But even with him getting suspended, he still followed up Game 7 of a great performance. I mean, he literally almost single-handedly took down the Cavaliers that game. I mean, Stephen Curry.
But you said the series.
Manu,
Talk about the rest of the series.
Rest of the series, yeah.
Manu was a positive on the defensive end, though.
I know. I'm not saying he wasn't. But I'm saying obviously Draymond Green was more impactful on defense than Manu has ever dreamed of. I mean, it's not really. Is that really a conversation that we're having right now?
Manu's more impactful on offense than Draymond could ever dream.
Argue that as well on the offensive side.
No, not really. Not 2016.
I don't like how you said that.
What's up?
Like, I'm not feeling how you said that about Manu, bro. Like,
you don't know because he knows.
Let's be real. Manu's not nothing without the Spurs. If you're being completely honest with you,
but Draymond's nothing without the Warriors. It's the same thing.
You can't say that. Draymond has the Defensive Player of the Year.
With the Warriors. With the Warriors.
With the Warriors.
Time out. What is Manu's peak? What is his peak? With the Spurs, has he won an MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year?
All NBA caliber player.
So I don't know if you, Deion. I don't know if you know this, but Manu Ginobili is considered the best rotation player in NBA history. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, he's one of the best. Yeah, he's one of the best.
Not one. He's considered the best rotation player in NBA history.
Off of success, because if you're going based off that, I mean, I guess, but I'm going based off just production-wise. I'm taking Jamal Crawford.
That's why he's considered the best rotation player in NBA
taking Jamal.
history.
Yo, I got big love for Jamal.
I'm taking Jamal Crawford.
And you're taking Jamal Crawford because of his points per game.
Because he didn't watch them play,
because Jamal Crawford's a better player than Ginobili. It's that
behind the back.
Based on more.
And on top of that, he's tied with Lou, or he just got done getting passed by Lou for the most six-man awards of the year.
Fantastic.
So when has Ginobili ever done that, Chilltown?
Jamal Crawford is a better player based on more.
You said what?
He's a better player based on more.
Defense. I'll give Draymond the edge.
No. Jamal Crawford is a better player.
Jamal Crawford, bro, is more of a better offensive player than Ginobili. I'll definitely give him that. And he brings a better spark off the bench. We're talking about the rotational player, a player that you can have as a six man that's going to come in the game and perform for you. I will take Jamal.
Perform how?
You mean
perform how? You say
scoring. Assisting, making your team. So the six man, for example, a six man, bro, is supposed to come in the game and bring that next level of energy once the stars get off the bench, right? Go to the bench, right? If you're looking at that based off that, bro, I'm telling you, Jamal Crawford is the best six man of all time. It's not really close.
Wait, so Deion, so do you think if you put Crawford on the Spurs and you take off Ginobili, do they still win as much?
Absolutely, yeah, yes.
Yes, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Most of the guests you bring up are solid. This might be the most stupid guest you've ever brought.
Mars, to answer your question, what Draymond did before Game 7.
What do you want me to say? He's been up for an hour saying the most nonsensical things I've ever heard.
Mars,
I agree with you, but you don't gotta call him that stupid though.
You've been booing him.
Hey, Mars is short, bro. Don't matter.
I'm not calling him stupid.
Mars,
he can call him whatever he wants to. I'm from Ohio. That doesn't matter.
Low got a
Deion and Mars, we must stop throwing the short word or the S word around in general. Stupid and short, we don't do that up here. That's not what we do.
What about the B word, Ron?
That's all.
Low, you making a point, Low?
To answer Mars' point, what Draymond was doing before Game 7, was averaging 13 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds. Shot below 42% from the field and below 30% from behind the arc.
Everyone shot back that series.
And the three, no, not in that series. And you talking about 2015?
2016. When he was one final MVP. The majority of people, they all shot pretty bad that series. No one was really shooting.
In the 3 games before, he was held to under 10 points in the 3 games before he played, and he couldn't make a 3-pointer. He was 0 for 4, 0 for 4, and 0 for 2. He was 2 for 8, 2 for 9, 3 for 7 in the 3 games leading up. He had one great game before Game 7. In that game, it was a blowout. They won by 33 points. He scored 10 of his 28 points in the third quarter when the game was already decided. That's what Draymond was before Game 7.
And Deion,
that's fine.
You noticed in Game 7, the scouting report, the reason why Draymond did what he did from the arc,
he was left wide open.
Left wide open. Yeah, he still showed up though. I mean, he still hit the shots.
No one said he didn't show up.
Yeah,
but you were conflating one game for the entire series.
Wait, so low. I got a question for you. So how much?
Dion, I'm sorry. We have to move on, my friend.
Yeah. Okay.
We have to move on. He didn't have that good of a series. He had a great Game 7. But he didn't have that good of a series.
Hey, we got more topics though, Dion. I got plenty more topics for you to cook these guys on.
Yes,
Don't worry about it. PK the Ruler with the super chat said, "Big Al slander one day, Eddie Jones slander the next. It's a damn shame."
Yeah, and the thing is, y'all was about to let that Eddie Jones slander go too.
No, we were not. That was not happening. No, absolutely not. No.
I don't see what has changed. I mean, what I said was not slander. It's the fact that he's not going to translate. He's not. I know what Eddie Jones is. He's not going to translate. He won't translate to this era as great as he thinks he was.
Eddie Jones game. You showed up a little late. You showed up a little late, Lo, and he doesn't think Eddie Jones game.
Players, Eddie Jones translate one of the best.
Like Mikal Bridges is doing what he's doing, but Eddie Jones couldn't translate to today's game.
Mikal Bridges have a bag. Are we like? What are we talking about?
Have you seen Mikal Bridges?
He's not playing as good as right now as he was last season. But I understand that. But
at his best, he's not better than Eddie.
You mean for the last 20 games? The last 20 games, yeah, that wasn't the last.
That is best.
Hey, bro, I'll be right back, bro.
No, you ain't. Hey, bro, I'm finna go. Hey, Ox. Hey, Ox, you ain't going nowhere. No, you're not going nowhere.
I'm about to go play in traffic. I'll be back.
Ox, no, you're not. You're not going nowhere, Ox. Let me tell you what Ox do.
Sit your ass down, Ox. You ain't going nowhere.
No, man, Ox the referee that the game the game is blown out and Ox want to leave because he don't want to ref the game no more because it's bad. No, Ox, you gotta keep your ass here like the rest of us. You ain't going nowhere. Keep your ass right here.
I gotta go get a cup of Joe real quick.
I don't want to hear nothing. None of that.
Do whatever you gotta do.
Give some circulation to your little brain, bro.
But Deion, just so you know, Eddie Jones was the consummate two guard in this. How wide open the game is today, how guys play in transition, the athlete that Eddie Jones was, the mid-range game that he had, the defender that he was, how good he was off the basketball, how he can play in passing lanes, how good of a one-on-one defender he was. Eddie Jones' game would absolutely translate to today's game as opposed to other guys that you think wouldn't. Eddie Jones would be awesome in today's game. I can't say that about everybody, but at 6'6", that's perfect for the two guard in today's game.
Eddie Jones of all people would have actually translated.
There's not many guys that you can say absolutely. Eddie Jones's game absolutely translates to today's game.
Oh no, man! I just feel like the defense, what he was defending in that era is not going to be compared to this era, and I just think that's the problem. I feel like yes, he was a good defender for that time period, but would he be a good defender now? I don't know. I don't know.
Why wouldn't he be a good defender today?
You haven't seen what these guys can do. That's what it is.
Even if though, like just the simple fact that he could still be a positive defender while being a great 3-point shooter, why would that still not translate?
I'm really not mad. If y'all say Eddie Jones won't translate, I'm really not mad at that. That's fine. But overall, in the 90s, no. Literally, 90% of them would not translate today. It's a good 10% of people that would.
He made an All-NBA team in the 2000s as well.
He wouldn't translate today as well as like others.
He was a positive defender in the same league that LeBron played in.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, Eddie Jones, okay, he could be one of the people that can translate better. That's fine. But I personally think he wouldn't translate because, like I said, the offense of skill gap that is in today's league, he wouldn't be able to translate that.
Literally, who you think is the best offensive player played in the same time period that Eddie Jones played in.
And he was making the All-NBA team during that time.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Like that's an All-Pro. I don't know if you know, but being an All-Pro, you're a pretty big deal when you make the All-Pro team.
Yes, Eddie Jones is a big deal. I understand that. But like you guys keep bringing up Eddie Jones. That's fine. Move on from Eddie Jones. Who else? Who else? There's not many players you can name. You know
I'm about to say, out of all players, Eddie Jones would actually be.
You're gonna start run out. I mean, that's the first person they brought up. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, it's not. No, it's not, because I brought up a bunch of other players. I brought up Jordan. I brought up Joe Dumars. I brought up other two guards in the league. And then when I said Eddie Jones, he was like, Eddie Jones, no way.
No. Well, I just like me personally. He doesn't have the offensive gap as these players as today. I feel like he'll struggle on that, and then he'll struggle playing defense.
Just be a 3-and-D player. What? Somebody who have years of 40% shooting from behind the arc on 5 threes for that time period. He was shooting 5 threes then.
He thought he shot 2 a game, Lo. He doesn't.
Oh,
Eddie Jones, bro. You can say he could translate better. That's fine. I'm not mad at Eddie Jones.
Somebody who Eddie Jones of all people, he has years be shooting 5 to 6 threes, shooting like 39% from 3.
Right.
To say that players will not translate, that's a dumb argument.
I'm not mad at that.
Deion, I'm telling you, Jaylen Brown as a clone is Eddie Jones.
Right.
And maybe
I don't think it's Jaylen Brown. I actually think it's Mikal Bridges. I think that's who I think it is. That's who he remind me of. He's just better.
Chill. My thing is, he's just more athletic than both of those two.
That's what I'm saying.
Jaylen Brown is very athletic. Eddie Jones is more athletic than both of them.
Yeah. But when I watch Mikal Bridges,
shoots better than both of them.
That's what he reminds me.
Eddie Jones, like if we were just to scour the whole NBA universe, Eddie Jones is like the perfect person that you
quintessential person to put into
drop into this.
That's what I'm saying, Ron. Like when I said Mikal Bridges, think Mikal Bridges except a better athlete. That's Eddie Jones. That's what I'm thinking about when I think about him.
And that didn't even take into consideration like on long twos that would turn into 3-pointers. Even on long twos, he shot 39% on long twos, which would turn into 3-pointers. Right. So the trend, like everything about his game would translate. That's just a dumb thing to say. Out of all the players, Eddie Jones is like the quintessential player that would be fine in today's game. Anyway, we're still done with the 90s though.
That's Eddie Jones. That's what I said. There's like 10 players you guys can name that can translate to early to this era. Other than that, none of these players are translating. That's simple.
A lot of those players can translate. A lot of players can translate. They would just need time to translate, but that's fine.
That's how we got on. That's how we got on the Draymond thing.
Yeah, skill. There's skills. You can acquire skills. It's not that big of a deal.
All right, fellas. I got more super chats. I got a few more super chats that I have to read, and then we're gonna get into our segment of the day. But Player's Choice Dave said, Deion, use your computer, bro. Sheesh.
You okay, Morris?
I don't have to use my computer, man. I could pull it if I want to, man, but I know straight facts. I mean, you guys named Eddie Jones, that's fine, bro. But overall, I mean, there's not like MJ. Okay, so compared to MJ to Eddie Jones is an actual 3-point shooter. Michael Jordan's not a 3-point shooter at all. So I mean, the way they'll guard him in today's league is they'll run zones on MJ. He would not be able to shoot the 3 and be effective whatsoever. He's one of the top 100 worst 3-point shooters in NBA history with the amount of attempts that he has taken.
Is Ja a 3-point shooter?
There's a $25 super chat.
You said what?
Is Ja a 3-point shooter?
I mean, better than MJ, yeah. Yes. And Ja has more of a back. Ja not only is a better playmaker than Michael Jordan, on top of that, so he has other ways to affect the offense that MJ.
So you think he's better than Jordan?
Who, Ja?
Yeah.
No.
You sure?
If you put Ja in that era.
No. Ja is still in this era. Michael Jordan is coming to this era. Ja better than Jordan in this era?
Oh boy. Very similar. I'll say it's very similar. If you 100% Ja and then Michael Jordan inside his era, I mean that's very similar. That's a very similar type of game style right there. Real talk.
All right, y'all. I got a $25 super chat from Drink More Water. He said, we are about to miss convos on 2 great nights of basketball for 90s talk. You drink more water. I don't like how you saying that, but I'll proceed. He said, what has happened to the past? What has happened the past night that has impressed you guys? The Pels are playing great basketball the past 15-ish games, plus that Denver comeback.
First of all, let's be clear about one thing. 17 points in the NBA is not a lot of points. As fast as the game is, as wide open as the game is, it's not that big of a deal for the worst team one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, one of the worst teams in the league, to give up a 17-point lead. That's not ridiculous. The game is a game of runs, and the fact that Denver's offense is as good as it is. Not only Denver's offense is as good as it is, as bad as Toronto's offense is, and how they in spurts can just go scoreless for a long period of time. But the Denver Nuggets, who can go scoreless, but also do play defense, they do rebound. It's not ridiculous that you can cover 17 points because the Denver Nuggets, they can cover 8 points. They can cover 9 points. Now make this a 3-possession game. And then when you do that, right, when you do that, now all of a sudden you got a 3-possession game and you have that 2-man game going on, which not only Toronto, there's no other team in the league when we get into the meat and potatoes of the game can cover that. So the fact that they ended up covering that, I think they were down 17 at the half. The fact that they ended up covering that and coming back and beating Toronto, it's not that impressive, but it is impressive.
When does it become impressive? How many points you have to have before it becomes impressive?
To be honest with you, Lo, I don't think that there's any lead. And when I say any lead, Lo, I'm talking about any lead that's realistic. I don't think there's any lead. Like if a team is down by 40, I mean, that's something different. Like if a team is down by 30 and you come back and beat them, that's different. But if you're down by 14, baby, there's a 10-0 run that can cover that. If you're down by 16, there's an 8-0 run that can your momentum can get you right back.
What about a 20? You're down by 20.
A 20, even a 20-point lead, a 10-0 run, we can get back in the game. That's really not that ridiculous, as opposed to a 25, 30-point lead where now we got that many points. It's going to take all of our energy just to get back in the game. Not even mentioning to actually win the game. And when you're going up against a team like the Toronto Raptors, who again, Lo, have one of the worst offenses in the league, and that spurt that they went on, which enabled them to get up 17 points, are they going to be able to maintain that? I don't think that they are, and Denver proved that they wouldn't.
If everybody was asking in the chat, it was a 22-point lead, and they came back from a 22-point lead.
I think they were down 17 at the half, something like that.
The biggest lead
was
20.
Got up to 22, right?
Yeah,
and they did that and won convincingly.
Yes, that's the reason why it's impressive. They won by a pretty convincing margin when it's all said and done. The way that Denver executes is actually very, very impressive. It's
9-1
bar none. It's second. To be honest with you, Lo, it's second to none because we know what's coming with them, and I'm convinced that shot that Joker shoots behind his head, he works on that. I'm sure of that. That's not something that he just does. And that and him lobbing the ball to Gordon at the rim, that is not ad lib. They work on that.
Oh, they just have counters to everything. That's the problem. Well, the problem for other teams, they just have a counter.
Yes, that's the biggest problem.
And Jamal Murray is very, very good.
Jamal Murray and Jokic throughout that comeback scored over 50 points. Both of them played less than 25 minutes, and then they both shot 60% from the field, 50% from behind the arc. Mm-hmm. Murray shot 2 for 5 from the free throw line, but Jokic was 100% from the free throw line to go along with 9 assists for Jokic, 7 assists for Murray, and 9 rebounds for Jokic. And then Jokic had 4 steals and 2 blocks. No, that was just impressive.
And when you're that good of a team and you're getting consistent stops like that, that's demoralizing for a team's offense. Demoralizing for them.
It was just impressive. It was very, very impressive. That's all. It's just very impressive.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and transition. We obviously had our All-Star break. It was a mid All-Star game, mid All-Star weekend. But I gotta ask you guys, since All-Star weekend, who's the biggest winners and who's the biggest losers post All-Star break? And this could be a team, this could be a player, this could be a coach, this could be an owner, this could be whatever in the National Basketball Association. But who's been the biggest winner and who's been the biggest loser in your eyes? Chill, I'm going to start with you, and I'm going to trickle around the room and ask everybody else.
The biggest winner and the biggest loser since the All-Star break. Well, the biggest loser has been the Minnesota Timberwolves. Losing Cat, I mean, that's your second leading scorer and your second leading rebounder. That's out of the lineup. Now you got a rotation player in Naz Reid who operated as a rotation player and now has to come in and be more of what he was. And it might look good early, but as we move forward, we're going to scheme against him a lot differently than we did in the past. And those 28 and those 30-point games are going to look a little bit different. Now, guys like Jaden McDaniels, guys like Nickeil Alexander, those guys now have to pick their games up. And it's going to be difficult for them to do that. Plus, Anthony Edwards has to score more. So I think that they've been one of the biggest losers. I think the Nuggets have been one of the biggest winners since the All-Star break. I mean, I think that they've won like 10 of their last 13 games or something like that. They've been on a really good winning streak. They're getting healthy, so that helps them. Another one of the biggest losers was the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks they've been decimated by injury. They scored 73 points a couple of nights ago, so they've definitely been one of the biggest losers. They finally getting OG back in the lineup. But we don't know what's going to happen with Julius Randle. They're barely hanging on to that number 4 seed in the East. So those are some of the teams that I think are the biggest winners and losers.
Yo, Will, you got some biggest winners and losers?
Yeah. So I think the biggest winner, since you said post All-Star, right?
Yeah.
I think that you gotta look at the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, I think the last 10 games they're 7-3. I know that a lot of people I know early on, especially when Doc first took over, it wasn't looking so good. And I think now, maybe they're finding some good form and they're probably righting the ship. I think like when a lot of people were talking about how trash the Bucks looked and about how Dame is kind of like a negative because of the defensive side of the ball. And while that is still true, and I don't think that this team will win a championship this year, I think just the form that they're on right now, last 10 games, I think they're kind of turning the ship around. So I think you got to put them as winners just because they are 7-3. I think losers, I was thinking the Timberwolves, but I was trying to think of something else once like Showtown said that. But I do agree with the Timberwolves, though, just because I think they're no longer championship contenders because Cat's going to be out. So I feel like the good season that they've been having now means nothing really because nothing's going to come from it. So to me, that would make them the biggest losers right now for me.
Okay. Deion, winners and losers since All-Star break. Who you got?
So my biggest loser will be specifically the Washington Wizards GM and Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole. I mean, they combined for $230 million for the next 4 years, and they're the last team inside of the entire NBA. Especially as considering the fact that Kyle Kuzma came out and said, hey, don't be that team, and then they do that after the All-Star break. It's pretty embarrassing, man. So I feel like the GM wasted a lot of money. Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole is the laughingstock of the NBA right now. I mean, it's not even close.
Mars, you might have convinced me. Washington might be the worst team in the league, yo. They might be. They might be the worst team in the league. But keep going. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Deion. Keep going.
No, you're good. You're good, Chitchat. Now, the biggest winner is LeBron James scoring 40,000 points after the All-Star break. I mean, they should have completely stopped the game. I feel like him scoring 40,000 points is more important than winning a championship because there's multiple guys inside the league that has won a championship, but there's nobody that has 40,000 points. That stat right there that we seen was history in the making, and we all got to witness that. So we should be very appreciative. It was such an impact that the fact of that after the game of 40,000 points, that's what it's all redone the 90s started. Because if you remember, LeBron James started a trend inside of that, scoring 40,000 points and made you want to go look back at the other all-time greats. You go see like the guy that they tried to say that's better than LeBron James and Michael Jordan, and it's not even close. So that's where that whole trend started from. So LeBron James scoring that 40K.
That's not true. They've been doing this all season. They've been doing this has been going on for way before you got 40,000.
Well, I've already been seeing it, but it broke out even more after the 40K because what it did is it made a lot of people say, "Oh, but Jordan is still a better scorer than LeBron." So it made a lot of people want to go back and go check those 90s clips. And obviously, LeBron's a better scorer than Jordan. So yeah, that's
hey Damo, pass that.
You know I will chill. Yo, Alex, you sure they started the we done with the 90s stuff? This has not been all year.
No.
Yeah, I've been seeing it. I've been seeing dude on online doing it with the clips.
That guy,
I've been seeing it all year.
He's been going all year, but I feel like it blew up after that.
Okay, maybe I'm bugging. Okay.
Damo, post All-Star break, I gotta ask you, who's the biggest winners and who's the biggest losers?
The biggest winners and the biggest losers post All-Star break.
Or Damo, I know how you get down. You could just say who's the biggest losers and who's the bigger losers.
Man, you know I love the hate. Hate for breakfast is great. A nice dose of hate for breakfast is a great way to start the day. Nah, man, the biggest winner, biggest losers. I will say this. The biggest winner, in my opinion, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Post All-Star break, you finding out you don't need Cat no more. You can go ahead and trade him. I've been saying it before the season. I was saying it going at the end of last season. I've been saying it since, honestly, Ant got there. Trade Cat. Now, without Cat, you're going to see that your team is still comparable. Your team is still capable of at least holding that seed or being a top 3 seed without him. And most importantly, we are all seeing in real time, Naz Reid is actually ready to start. He's not a 6-man. Naz Reid can play starter minutes and be productive. Not saying he's better than Cat, but he fits on that team and gives them literally what they need in the sense of being great. So, time to trade Cat. I think that's a winner move. I mean, you found out that this guy that was a former number 1 pick isn't necessarily needed anymore. Not that he's bad. You just don't need him. Trade him. That's the biggest winner. Biggest loser? Damn, somebody already said the Wizards, so I don't want to.
Bay Area Kemba.
Not Bay Area Kemba. Bay Area Kemba had some good games, man. Dame was riding on some good ones, man. I don't want to do Bay Area Kemba like that.
I'm just messing with you.
Actual biggest loser.
Yeah,
honestly, that's a good one.
Yeah, you got to think about that. Yeah, you got. He got. We'll come back to him, Ron. He got.
Actually, if anybody know the injury on Sengun, is he done for the season or?
Yeah, he's done for the season. It's an ankle. He did it. It's a severe ankle sprain, so he's gonna be done for the rest of the season.
I think like a bone bruise too, or something like that, right?
That's how you tank the last 15.
Yeah, I know bone bruise. Yeah, in his knee.
That's how you take. Actually, you know who the biggest loser is? Hold on. How many games have the Grizzlies won since the All-Star break? They the biggest loser because they're not listening to my advice.
Stop winning. Lose.
That's crazy. I mean, why are they winning games?
They shouldn't be. That's crazy. That is insane. They are what? Oh, they 3 for 10. They 3 for 7 in the last 10 games. Y'all niggas won 3 games. Why?
Stop winning, yo.
Stop winning. GG Jackson shot 48 minutes. Y'all need to bench Triple J. Every time I turn the Grizzlies game on, Triple J up here hezzy up the court like he Big Jelly. Sit Triple J down. Y'all need SAR. Y'all need a guaranteed top 3 pick. Why are we winning games? Ja's not here. Y'all suck without Ja. We've learned this the first 10 games of the season. Sit his ass down. Desmond Bane's already done for the season. I got him in fantasy. He ain't played in a month. Tank. Full force tank. Don't half tank. Don't Triple J needs the minutes or the awards. Sit his black ass down. Y'all need to be the worst team in the NBA. And right now, the Wizards are worse than y'all. The Pistons are worse than y'all. The Spurs are worse than y'all. And somehow Portland is worse than y'all. And I don't think Portland is trying to lose. Y'all are worse than the Hornets. And the Jail Hornets are the worst team in history to me. And y'all somehow have less wins than y'all are competing with them. Let me see. Y'all got more wins than the Jail Hornets. That's insane. Y'all need to tank. That's the biggest loser.
Wait,
Derrick Henry to the Baltimore Ravens. Just won't put that out there, but go ahead.
Wait, Joe, like, what are you happy? Like, aren't you a Niners fan?
I am a Niners fan. I just like. I'm a big Derrick Henry fan. I like Derrick Henry though.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I like Derrick Henry. But anyway, go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry.
Oh no, the Ravens are the biggest winners since All-Star break. Mars, you got it.
Lamar's a fraud.
Oh, damn.
Lamar's a fraud. Oh, sorry, like this NBA show.
Biggest winners.
The Wizards, because they're gonna get the number 1 pick in the draft.
James Wiseman.
Oh shit.
I don't know, man. James Wiseman been looking like an NBA player recently, man. Hey.
He don't suck as bad now, Mars.
They got Taj Gibson. They got a veteran presence. He looks locked in. I don't know. James Wiseman lost like 4 games, 5 games. He looked all right.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, he's my biggest winner. James Wiseman, man. He might have an NBA career. Who knows? So that's my biggest winner. Biggest loser, Brooklyn Nets. We have their picks, and they're terrible. So, yeah, they're a bad team. They're trying to win games because they don't want their pick to fall in the lottery. But they're so bad that they can't win games. Then they lost Ben Simmons. Maybe that's a blessing in disguise. I don't know. But they lost him. I don't envy Kevin Ollie's job because this team is terrible. Mikal Bridges has fallen off a cliff. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The Nets have no direction. They have their franchise player as a role player. They're kind of
wouldn't Houston be the biggest winner and loser in this? Considering Mars, okay, you lose Sengun for the season, but you're gonna get lottery picks. Plus, you got another team's lottery pick. So wouldn't you be the biggest winner and loser?
On top of that, Chill. On top of that, you lost Sengun for the season, which is described as a loss.
Right.
it could have been worse based on how it looked.
Yeah, it could have been. He could have.
We all thought that was
gone
significant.
through it could have gone through to next season. So yeah, that's I guess it's it's as good as we probably could have hoped.
Right.
But if we had our first round pick and OKC didn't have it, sure, yeah. But OKC have Houston's pick, so OKC are technically winners because now Houston's gonna probably finish behind Utah. So that's 12th. That means the odds of us getting it being like the 7th pick pretty high. OKC are gonna get a top 10 pick in the draft. That's good for them.
And you got Brooklyn's pick too.
But we got Brooklyn's pick. Hopefully their pick is number 1. We get Alexa. But and also shout out to Golden State. They lost Steph Curry. That's tough. That's tough. They're probably gonna stay in the 10 seed, which means they're not gonna make the playoffs because they're gonna lose to the Lakers in the playing game. So they're probably some big losers over there too. So Golden State and Brooklyn, they're my biggest losers. And then my biggest winner, James Wiseman.
All right.
Nice.
Is Brooklyn's pick protected?
Mm-mm.
No, just unprotected pick.
Yeah.
3 unprotected picks, by the way, from
Giving it up.
Right now, they are
No protection. Just giving it up.
8th worst team right now. That's a top 10 pick.
Yo, Big Ox, biggest winners and losers since All-Star break. You got something for us?
The biggest losers would probably be Minnesota. They can still compete, but I think they're out of championship contention without Cat. I still think they're a decent squad. So by way of that happening, that injury happening to Cat, that makes to me Denver being the biggest winners because I think Minnesota was their biggest threat in the West. So I think that makes it a little easier for Denver. Like Denver can kind of breathe a little easier now without Minnesota being the squad they were. I think that's about it. Everybody else pretty much the same.
Yo, who put Brooklyn's schedule together?
I like Orlando. I like what Orlando's doing though. Orlando. I think Orlando needs a little love right now. They because you remember how hot they started off, and then they went into that slump. But they brought it back together. I like what Orlando's doing right now. So I guess you call them the biggest winners. I don't know.
It's 2 other teams I want to acknowledge as big winners too. The New Orleans Pelicans. They have put it together. They're looking pretty good. I know they're 8 for 10 over their last. No, they're 7-3 over their last 10 games. But I mean, they're really looking like they're on the longest NBA winning streak. It's only 4 games, but it's currently the longest NBA winning streak in the association. So I got to shout them out. Zion has been balling. I think he's averaging like 7 assists over his last 10 games. He's looking good. Played his way in shape. The Pelicans as a whole, they're looking good. Also, OKC, like as long as they keep winning and Shea keeps balling, I don't see no bigger winners in the NBA. Like they're number 1.
J-Dub is hurt, so you could say that's a you could say that's a
for how long?
He rolled his ankle again. So
I mean, rolled ankle. It's a rolled ankle. Like I mean,
Sengun has a rolled ankle and he out for the season.
That's different. Is it a rolled ankle or is it a injured ankle?
No, he just rolled it like he did a couple of weeks ago. It didn't look that bad, but it can keep him out for a week or 2.
Okay, yeah, I'm still gonna give it to OKC. So far up to this point, like it's that OKC's undeniable. 8-2 in their last 10 games. They're at the top of the Western Conference. On top of that, the same thing that Bob just said about the Nuggets. The Wolves falling off, it clearly means that it doesn't clearly mean, but as of right now, they are the lone team at the top of the pack in the West. Denver's still on their heels, but OKC is just like they weren't expected to do this. Nobody thought OKC was going to be balling like this.
They're only a half a game ahead of Denver, Ron. So let's chill out on them being the lone team at the top of the West. They're half a game in front of Denver. That's
Denver's going to take the first seed.
It ain't like they're running away with the West.
We all got Denver taking them.
Denver they're going to take the first seed. Yeah, they're the best team since the All-Star break, 9-1. I mean,
it's not like they're running away with the West.
I think it depends on who Denver want to play in the first round.
Well,
they could do that. Yes, Mars, they could do that.
The thing about
you can't really gauge that though because of the play-in.
No, if they see who the 7-8 speed is, and it's not, and the Lakers are the 9 seeds, they're probably going to want the 7 seed, or maybe they want to play the Lakers, and maybe they then want. So
I think that's what they want to see. To be honest with you, of all the teams that they want to see, I think that they want to see the Lakers because they own the Lakers.
You don't want to
imagine picking on the Lakers.
You're not going to want to see LeBron in the playoffs this year. He's going to be very, very healthy this season. You're not going to see LeBron.
Deion, I don't know if you know this, but you know when the last time the Lakers beat the Nuggets?
I know. It's been like what, 7? It's like they won last 8 games or something like that.
0-8 against them.
Yeah, 0-8. Yeah. That's fine. I mean, this is what I look at it as, right?
No, it's not fine.
This is what I look at it as, right?
Anthony
Davis. Anthony Davis is going to lock up Jokic inside the playoffs.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Hold on. Listen, this is the problem. This is the only thing that we have. The problem with the Lakers right now is the fact that Anthony Davis can't guard Jokic. I mean, it's disgusting. I mean, like Anthony Davis can't check Sabonis or Jokic for some odd reason. These guys are the least unathletic guys inside the NBA right now. Right. Anthony Davis, if he can stop Jokic or at least slow him down,
is athletic.
Right.
Who?
DeMontis. He said DeMontis
is athletic.
Sabonis is not athletic. Get out of here. He's not athletic.
That's going to be racist. It's racist.
I'm not.
But Deion, when you say Joker, you understand how significant his Joker is to the Denver Nuggets. It's not like Joker's a rotation guy.
Yes.
So the fact that he can't slow him down means they can't slow Denver down. Do you understand that? And this isn't a good defensive player. This is arguably the best defensive player in the league.
But that's the problem that I have though, is the fact of when the Lakers play the Denver Nuggets, bro, like they have AD on Aaron Gordon or one of these other guys, and it allows Jokic to be the playmaker that he is. I'm thinking, bro, this series, bro, put Anthony Davis on Jokic and actually, body up a contact, you know what I'm saying, and make him become a scorer the entire game. Make Jokic go out there and give you 40 points every night, bro. That's what they need.
Damo, you next.
No, it's not.
Damo, you are next. Deion, did you watch the playoffs last year?
Yeah.
Did you see when they actually went to that game plan when they tried to body up Joker, and how'd that go?
It went horrible because of Anthony Davis, because AD's not playing like the defensive player like he plays against everyone else. That's the problem.
maybe.
But he will this year though.
Yes,
Deion, maybe Joker is just that good. How about that for a night?
Joker is that great, but AD was supposed to be the best big man of this generation. I mean, when it comes to defensively, I'm not taking no one over Anthony Davis.
Right.
Bro, if you look at their game, Anthony Davis should be able to check Jokic. He's just playing soft when he plays against him. I don't know why. I don't know what it is.
Deion, what gives you the confidence that he'll be able to do it this season?
Because Anthony Davis, bro, can hear the entire squad. He understands that. He knows what it's going to take this season. I trust players to be able to evolve themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Anthony Davis this season will stop Jokic inside the playoffs.
Absolutely. AD is a vet, so he would have known last season what it should have taken to stop Jokic then.
I'm gonna leave this to Damo. I talked over Damo, so I apologize.
Damo, he can't have faith. Damo, I mean, thanks.
I mean, but okay, if you look,
blind faith is so dangerous because then I'm looked at as the guy that has to defend niggas like this. AD can guard Jokic when we watched the whole season. This season, and we watched a whole series in the playoffs of him literally, and I mean literally,
getting cooked,
not be able to guard Jokic.
Not being
our best game plan is to put him on Jokic.
Yes,
no,
it's
not. If you actually go back and watch, if you go back and watch those games,
yes.
To prevent him from being as great as a playmaker and interrupt the lanes, you take AD off him to play more of a safety and be a safety at the rim. He was in passing lanes whenever he was off of Jokic, and we needed that more. If you put him on Jokic, all Jokic is going to do is A, be a better passer because you're putting the best defender on him, so now he's getting guys open, and B, he's also busting his ass. Oh my God. I don't know if you really understand the magnitude of how much Jokic busts his ass. And not just Jokic, Domantas Sabonis busts his ass.
Yes.
There's a certain type of archetype of player that just busts his ass.
And that's what I don't understand.
And I would raise a question. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're talking about AD, who's supposed to be the best big of this generation.
Yes.
He should guard him. Bro, name me the players that can, within the last 2-3 years, that can guard Jokic. Name the guys that are Jokic stoppers. Name the guys that can guard him again in the last 2 to 3 years.
I will have to say none. I have to say 0 to none. But that's the thing. Anthony Davis is the best shot inside the league to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's more of, Jokic is better than AD. I think AD's something going on mentally with him when he plays Jokic because Bro, if you watch Jokic, bro, hit those shots at the end of the shot clock and all those different nature of keep hitting these crazy shots, AD looks demotivated from that. But we all know. Yeah, what's up?
Dia, so what you're saying is that Nikola Jokic, when he steps on the floor, gets to speaking Serbian and looking AD in his eyes, basically what you're saying is he's possessed him. He got mind control over him.
AD has full control over Anthony Davis. I mean, I'm not fault. Jokic has full control over AD right now, and I don't know what the mental gap is between the two. But like I said, if you just look at their actual like physicalness and actually like their game style, how they play and stuff, AD should be locking up Jokic on every single given night. I mean, like that's a match made in heaven for Anthony Davis, bro. A guy that's least athletic, you know what I'm saying? Like a guy that's slower than you. Like AD should be taking full advantage of that matchup.
He's
and I just don't understand why he's not
bigger
doing
than him. He's stronger than him. He knows how to use his weight, and he knows how to attack a guy that is smaller than him. He has an unlimited array of counter moves and moves in low post, high post, and on the perimeter. Yes. And on top of that, he's probably the best passer in the NBA. That is not who the hell wakes up thinking, yeah, that's my guy. I got it.
I got him. I'm gonna cover him.
The best defensive player. That's what AD has to do, though. He's the best.
I'm gonna cover him.
Hold on.
He has to.
Let me get it together. Okay, I got him.
He has to.
Listen,
he has to.
He only hope the Lakers have. Hold on.
He can.
One, he can. This is like if you have a guy who's super fast and he always winning races, and you say, oh, nah, this dude, he fast. He got your number. And then he smokes them. No, there's no hope after that. You can't say, nah, he's supposed to be faster. He's supposed to beat him. No, nigga, he got smoked multiple times. They raced a lot, and he's getting smoked. So there's no hope there. Some guys just can't be guarded. We've had that throughout the history of the NBA. Some guys just can't be guarded. You just got to pray how Austin Reeves did in the playoffs against Damian Lillard. When he missed, thank you, Lord. Because that's all you can do because you can't stop him. But for anybody wondering, watching us play, I am getting a little more confident against the Nuggets for two simple reasons. One, if LeBron is healthy, I think this is different. He's not going to just rely on three balls all goddamn series. He's not going to just sit there and play behind the three-point line like he did last year. LeBron missed a ton of threes because he kept settling, and all those games were close. So if you have a determined, motivated LeBron, if he's healthy, I do like our chances a little bit more.
Also, Demo, LeBron shooting like Steph this year. But
stop, Ron. He's trying to make a point, Ron.
He is.
He's trying to make a point. Hey, Damo. Keep going, Damo. Ron, keep going.
Also,
Ron.
I will say,
I mean,
hey, man, if D-Lo is D-Lo, this might not be the same D-Lo last year, man.
This
might not be the same D-Lo from last year. D-Lo is having a career year shooting. Now, you want to say LeBron shooting like Curry. I'm not trying to get into none of that. D-Lo is shooting like Curry. He is shooting the best he's ever shot in his life. This is the best chance we got at D-Lo being somewhat him in the playoffs. So that's my only hope. If D-Lo can carry what he's doing in the regular season to the playoffs and LeBron is healthy, I do think we have a chance against Denver. Because you need something to counteract crazy-ass shots Jamal Murray. That's how I'm looking at it.
Right.
But I'm not going to walk into it saying, oh, no, we got it this year. Because AD's finally going to lock up Jokic.
But Deion, my thing, Deion, my thing is this, Deion. We said these things about AD. I get what you're coming from. Like, oh, yeah, he's supposed to be quicker. He's supposed to be more athletic, this and that. But it's just not always that cut and dry. Like, Jokic has other things. He's big. He's strong. He has footwork. He has other things that you can't match up with no matter how athletic you are, right? I just want to point this out, Deion. Tim Duncan won't go out like that.
So two things. So two things, Damo. Number one,
you missed that part, Damo. I'm bringing up Tim Duncan for a reason. I'm not just yelling out Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan's a better player than Anthony Davis. I mean, that's fine. But AD's a better offensive player than Tim Duncan. That's all I was saying about that.
So two things. I know. Ox, to your point, I don't know. Hope is not a plan. I mean, we can hope all we want, but hope is definitely not a plan.
What about prayer?
No, I mean, you can pray, but we still have to have a plan also in the process of praying. Now, Deion, that actually would work if Joker was just buckets. That would be actually a really good plan. We would just match Joker, where we would go to Anthony Davis if Joker was just buckets and he didn't do anything else. If he was just a black hole who they just threw the ball into and he just went after him, and we turned this into a one-on-one matchup, that would actually work. Only problem with that is Joker isn't just buckets. He does so many other things. And because he does so many other things, that makes it even more difficult to cover him. So when you don't have an answer for that, you have a difficult time with the rest of these dudes.
Mm-hmm. So the thing about it is Chilltown. So if you guard Jokic, you put Anthony Davis on Jokic, right? And tell the other guys to not help off. Just like how you said, he likes to do other things. No, force him to become a scorer. Don't help off. Don't try to help in double team with Anthony Davis. Everybody stay home. Let Jokic and AD go at it one-on-one. If that's the case, that's what I'm saying. That's going to hinder his game completely, right. And then that's going to make AD more confident and be able to guard him. Right. I mean, yeah. Go ahead, you're good.
But the difference with that is that you have a lot of guys on the crew who are very one-dimensional. So you're telling everybody to stay home. You're telling guys like D'Lo to stay home. You're telling guys like Taurean Prince to stay home. You got a lot of guys who are one-dimensional. And these one-dimensional guys that you have on the crew, if they're not shooting the basketball, for example, D'Angelo Russell, they're pretty useless. That offense that Denver has, the way it's constructed where a lot of these guys move off the basketball. Joker's going to find them cutting to the basket. A lot of dribble handoffs. These guys don't guard like that off the ball. So Joker is excellent at finding guys being open. Guys like D'Angelo Russell, guys like Taurean Prince, who don't really guard that well off the ball. We can't just make Joker a scorer without these guys being what they are. The only way that that's going to happen is those guys aren't making open shots, which that's not going to happen for a series.
Right. Sorry, why would they get open though? If everyone's staying home, no one's going to be open. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, because if everyone stays home, bro, like LeBron and Anthony Davis can just go check Jokic, right?
Right.
And no one's going to be helping off the ball. Right. So like Jokic's going to have to either score or force a pass to somewhere that's not going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like once you start doubling Jokic and start having AD roam around the floor, that's when he's at his best. Because what happens is Jokic is 9 times out of 10 a mismatch problem for anybody that's guarding him. So what happens is if Jokic get the ball inside the post though, right? And he's posting up one of these younger cats, littler cats. Everybody wants to help in. He throws a lot to Aaron Gordon. He throws the play to Caldwell Pope for a 3. He throws the skip pass to Jamal Murray for a bucket. If you take away all that and just say, AD, bro, I don't care if Jokic go out there and give you 40. We're just saying you guard him. I promise you the Lakers will win a championship.
Well,
just real quick, chill. Just a quick question. Because you have these guys staying home, does that mean now that the Nuggets just aren't going to run offense? Because there's a guy on them? Like, are they just going to stand still because there's somebody in front of them? Or are they still about to off-ball screen, cut, just simple stuff that offense do? They're still going to do that. And we're talking about the Lakers who have shown they are not the strongest defensive team. They definitely don't talk. So if you got AD on Jokic, you're telling everybody stay home, don't help. What happens when you just get Aaron Gordon to Jamal Murray off-ball screen and then Jamal Murray, I don't know, average cuts, does whatever they do in their offense. I don't know their offense. But he does something. And the Lakers, who are really inept when it comes to off-ball defense, a lot of the times, they don't call that screen. They have a bad switch, whatever it is, and now there's a player open. What do we do there?
I'll give you a quick example, Damo. You just mentioned. So Jamal Murray has the ball at the top. He's got 2-man action with Joker. We got a dribble handoff. So he ends up hitting Joker on the pick and pop. Joker takes the ball, drives to the right. We got the weak side guy and Aaron Gordon on the weak side. What he ends up doing, because I have MPJ right here, he ends up setting a back screen on MPJ's man. MPJ flares to the corner. He's wide open. That you don't see that action because Joker's going away from the basket. That's the kind of action that they run when you stay home. But what you can't do is you can't double him, because now when you double Joker, you throw that completely out of what you do is now you leaving other people wide open. So now that makes the offense even more potent. Exactly. But if it's one-on-one, now a guy like MPJ, who you just seen that back screen, that kind of action is what you're going to get on the regular because it's just one-on-one. So the point that I'm making is there's really no answer. If you got Joker one-on-one, you're basically going to be in the deep fryer.
Right. Fellas, we gotta keep it pushing. I got a lot of super chats.
Let's do it.
Let's do all of it.
Let's do it.
God willing, we're gonna get through all of these today. Yurt, right for the top, said Big Ox not having none of this.
The Tim Duncan logic. Keep your ass where I can see you, Big Ox. Right here. You can't go no more coffee. Right here.
I just need 1 cup of Joe. It was a long night.
Understandable. But yeah, I mean, what can we really honestly say? I mean, I'm taking AD's offense over Tim Duncan's offense. I mean, and there's nothing that you guys have said in this podcast today that like maybe not believe that. I mean, AD, like,
Deion, it's all good. You cooked them already. They don't need to hear this argument again. You got me convinced. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm convinced. I'm taking AD offensively over Tim Duncan.
Yes, sir.
Don't. No, let's go.
I'm about to see him in the second.
Exactly. Get your man, yo. Get
You
your
in
man.
Ohio? You gonna see Deion?
Not Deion. That's my man.
What y'all about to do today?
I'm talking about you.
Talking about you,
Me?
Ron. Yeah.
Coming to see you, brother.
That's your man too. All right. So anyway, Ron, you
East London. Me and Mars finna link up after this and get busy. You know, hey, Mars, you still got the little bitties? We'll talk in a second. Mars not really in the mood right now. He's sleepy. He got to take a power nap. You know how Mars get. RJ the God said Rodman was 6'7", 210. Draymond is 6'6", 230. Why can't he be a forward like him?
Exactly.
Just because they got similar dimensions. That there's a clear difference in athleticism. There's a clear difference in athleticism. I mean, we can start with that. But I'm not saying that Rodman clears Draymond. So I wasn't on board for that. I'm not gonna say he clears. I got Rodman over Draymond, but it's not like one of those things like, oh, he just clears him to me at least. But just and that's because of his ability, his willingness to facilitate on the offensive end. Although I'm not saying Rodman was a hindrance on the offensive end, but just because they're the same size doesn't put them on the same level. Like the athleticism alone is different.
When you think of undersized power forwards that can lock up centers and power forwards, I mean, you think of those two right there, Rodman and Draymond Green. I mean, and then Draymond Green facilitating, being able to still put the ball in the basket. Like he'll be successful in that era, especially because of the knowledge of him inside that era as well. I mean, you put Draymond Green back there, he can guard the perimeter. He's going to be able to guard majority of the guards inside the 90s. If you put Draymond Green inside the 90s, he'll be able to stay in front of like literally 95% of the guards in that era. I mean, let's be real.
He would be more of a perimeter player, but on offense, it would really hurt him. That's what that he would be more of a guy, because if he played on the block and he had to play against those forwards and centers, he wouldn't be able to play long. It just wouldn't work. He wasn't the defensive player that Dennis Rodman was. Keep going, Ron. I'm sorry.
Deion and Will, I wanted to say this earlier. When we transport Draymond to the 90s, is Steph Curry coming with him?
Because he definitely need him.
No.
Wait, you saying that Steph need Draymond?
Did Steph Curry go? Look, if we was just to pick up Deion and just drop him on, I don't know, let's say the Minnesota Timberwolves in the 90s, is Steph Curry coming with him?
I mean, that'd be the only way for Draymond to be relevant. Sure.
No,
that's the only point. Hey, that's the only point that I'm making. Draymond looks without Steph Curry, Draymond looks completely different. Now, look, I'm saying like as an Alfred to Steph Curry, Draymond is amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing.
Curry too.
But without Steph Curry,
Curry, Ron.
But I don't even think that Draymond is. But I don't even think that he's the Alfred.
He's not Batman. Or he's not Rodman.
Andre Iguodala.
Nah. Draymond just Draymond. He's just a role player like that. That's in that team. He benefits from that system. I don't think Draymond is that good at all.
But we can't like Dennis Rodman.
I'm starting to like you more and more, Will.
But the thing about Draymond is we overrate him, right? And people, and I know I even brought it up earlier. I said if you put him back in the 90s, I think that he would be more appreciated because of, I guess you could say that his unique skill set. But I think we overrate that skill set. Like when we talk about Draymond as like a facilitator and all that, bro, he's doing simple passes to two of the greatest shooters of all time. Like it can't be that hard. Draymond's not doing anything fantastic with the ball.
Yo, hey, Morris. Remember I was saying this last year? I did not tell y'all Malik Rose could do that?
No,
you said
and you did say Malik Rose could do that, and you wrong, Ops. You was wrong for saying it then.
What's his name? Mars. What's his
Paul
name?
Millsap.
You said Paul Millsap too. Yeah.
Take a step further. What's his name? Kind of bigger dude. Played on the block. Played at Pitt. He played at Pitt.
Oh, what's his name? That without the ACL.
Dwyane Blair.
Dwyane Blair.
Yeah, Dwyane Blair. That's right.
So that's crazy to say that anybody could just do what Draymond was doing. That's not true.
And I don't think he makes easy passes either. I mean, bro. I mean, everyone knows the ball is going to Curry and Clay. I mean, like if you really watch it, especially on the backdoor passes, like Draymond puts the ball around the string right to Curry every time on the backdoor pass.
He's an NBA player. Like, I would hope that he could give a good pass.
That's not true though. Whoa. That's not true. There's a lot of bad passes.
This is a simple bounce pass.
No, it's not.
If I got the one set I really liked the Warriors were running was the one when I think it was like Andrew Wiggins was setting those down screens for Clay or Steph, and you had the other one on the opposite corner, so you couldn't have the help defense. And then Andrew Wiggins would slip that screen, and so you know what I'm saying that the defense had to pick their poison. And they were acting like, oh, Draymond's such incredible passes. It's like, I mean, it's in the offense. It's not like he's passing these guys open. It's just a simple backdoor bounce pass.
No,
exactly. Draymond Green is doing something fantastic, like with the ball, but he's not.
Yes,
I respect Draymond's willingness to stay out the way on offense. I respect his willingness to be a facilitator. I don't. He's not passing anybody open. You know what I'm saying? But these are really good passes, though. They're still good passes. I think he's a really good passer. Now, is he a good facilitator? Like, is he creating the offense? No, he's not. But he has a willingness to stay out the way and pass the ball where it's supposed to be. I gotta respect that from Draymond. I love that in this game. I do.
But what I'm saying is, you can respect it. But just because you respect it doesn't mean that you have to overrate it. Like, I don't think that what Draymond does is that hard.
I think it's
very hard. I mean, Malik wrote.
So if it's not that hard, then how come when he's out of the lineup defensively they aren't very good? How come when he's out of the lineup offensively they weren't very good? How come when he was out of the lineup they weren't good significantly when he was out of the lineup? So to say that you can just, again, we're talking about a system that was built, and with that system being built, you can't just plug another guy into that system and just expect it to work just like that, especially with a guy who doesn't have a similar skill set. I don't think Paul Millsap is the same player that Draymond is. I don't think he brings the same thing that Paul. I don't think he's not, Ox, because he doesn't bring the same thing that Draymond brings on the defensive end of the floor. He doesn't bring the same thing that Draymond brings on the offensive end of the floor. Paul Millsap can score the basketball. I will not argue that. But within that offense, his ability to pass the ball, his IQ to know when to pass the ball, the idea of just dribble handoffs that you calling it. No, I don't have to just dribble handoff. How many times has Draymond Green faked the dribble handoff and gone downhill and scored the basketball to keep the defense honest, which opens up the offense for these guys even more. Not everybody can do that because everybody doesn't know that. Draymond knows that because he's been in that offense for as long as he's been in that offense. I won't even talk about defense, though. I won't even talk about how good he is defensively. To talk about Dwyane Blair being the same thing as Draymond Green, I don't think so. No.
Who said that?
You this dude right here with the suit. This dude right here.
Dwyane Blair over here. Dwyane Blair. Malik Rose. Dwyane Blair. Paul Millsap. They could all fill in.
Ben Simmons too. Healthy Ben Simmons.
A healthy Ben Simmons, maybe. A healthy Ben Simmons, I can see that.
But I think
Dwyane Blair.
Ben Simmons.
What's wrong with Dwyane Blair?
I think this version of
other than him not having no ACLs, what's wrong with Dwyane Blair? Other than that,
okay, except for that.
Well, the drop off is not that far.
Damo. Okay, I personally
the drop off is that far.
Bro, where's Draymond if he's not in Golden State?
Where's Draymond if he's not in Golden State?
He could have packed a lot of
teams, but I don't think Draymond would succeed with any other team and be talked about as highly as much as you're talking about him right now. If he was on any other team,
I don't think that's.
Maybe Miami or Dallas. I would like or San Antonio.
Draymond is 6 different teams in the NBA right now.
I ain't even talking about the Knicks. I was talking about.
Go ahead. So then name them. Even
without this year, in his prime, in the mid 2010s, if we're acting like Draymond wouldn't have been able to go and be beneficial to a team like the Blazers, who could have used a Draymond to play with their two guards, what are we talking about? Draymond wouldn't have found some success playing with a Trae Young. Are we serious?
Or even OKC. Put Draymond Green on OKC at that time period, back in around 2015, 2014.
What does OKC look like with Draymond?
Insane.
Huh? Wait, which OKC?
Draymond?
Both of them. Both teams. With KD, OKC.
We gonna boost them. We gonna give them a few more wins. I know they only a half game above Denver right now.
Listen.
Let's give them a few more.
Let me say right now, I don't think if you put Draymond anywhere else, I don't think he's a 4-time champ multiple first team selection. Maybe the resume doesn't look the exact same, but Draymond would have been able to go to. He's not out the league. He's in the NBA. Draymond is going to play NBA minutes, and depending on where he goes, depending on what the system is and what the coaches see in him, he could still be a starter. That defense is going to translate. He's not the defender that he is because he's in Golden State. He's the defender that he is because he's Draymond Green. Exactly. He would have been a great defender anywhere. He might not have been a multiple touted accolade defender. That's fine. He still would have been somebody. He still would have been somebody you would have said, "Hey, Draymond is one of the better defenders in the NBA." He still would have had that.
That's fair. That's fair. But I didn't talk about defense. I was saying what he just does in terms of. Obviously, what he does defensively
is defensive player that passes the basketball.
People overrate Draymond's importance offensively.
No, we do not. No, we do. The Warriors are not a good offensive team without Draymond Green. If you watch it, Curry doesn't even win games. Curry just barely wins games without Draymond Green, bro. Like, he needs to be on the floor for Curry and the team to be at its best successful. Like you will see it. Curry will have bad shooting nights because Draymond on the floor. When Draymond comes back, Curry catches fire for 3 to 4 games straight. After scoring 30 points, 50% from the three, is because Draymond knows where Curry needs the ball at. And that's not just for Curry, that's for Klay Thompson or any shooter on the team. Even when KD was there, you see Draymond Green setting Kevin Durant up for passes as well. So Draymond just understands shooters. He understands where to put the ball at for shooters. It's pretty crazy.
All right, y'all. I got another super chat from a Cinco G. He said, "Chill, I apologize. I said your Shea take was the worst of the year. Fake ass Thompson twin definitely got it now."
Respect to men and Assault Thompson, please.
Hey, for what it's worth, I had the worst take of the year for about 3 straight years. And I'm going to put it like this, my man. I'm coming for your spot because you got me right now, but I'm not letting you take it. I'm taking it 4 straight years, all right? Don't trip. I got you. SMNRNDM said, by that logic, why is Luka averaging 30? I mean, everyone is more athletic than him. Go 1v1 and lock him down.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't about Jokic not being more athletic than the entire league. He's not more athletic than Anthony Davis. So Anthony Davis being one of the best defenders inside the league and having the athletic ability to guard him, he should be stopping Jokic. The fact that he's not stopping Jokic, that just shows that's more mental than physical on the actual court. It's all mental for AD right now. That's about it. I promise you. He should be locking up Jokic, bro. Just like how Dwight Howard and all them getting props in 2020, AD needs to be doing that in 2024. It's that simple. I mean, go ahead.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
Okay, how much you weigh?
Like 280 around that area.
Next question, never mind.
280?
I'm like 280.
Deion.
What? Go ahead. What's that?
You know, respect him. We got Charles.
Is that too small or what?
Deion.
No, I ain't gonna lie. That nigga way bigger than I thought. That just
280 or 180.
I'm like 280. Yeah.
Deion, you're not 280.
280 or 180.
We got Zion, man. We got Zion.
I'm not gonna tell the nigga how much you weigh.
Deion.
I'm saying you look kind of slimmer. You don't look,
really?
You look
Deion, this fool right here weighs 263 and he's 6'9". Deion, you're not 280, bro.
I'm not gonna tell you how much you weigh.
I'm not
gonna tell you how much you weigh. I'm just saying, are you sure?
Positive,
Deion,
yeah.
I'm telling you how much you weigh.
I got up to like 300 at one point in time. I got up to like 300 pounds, bro.
How you gonna tell a dude how much he weigh, right?
I'm gonna say he got a baggy shirt on, right? I don't.
He might be
it's
right.
Like 280 muscle, like you
no, I'm just normal. I'm normal, bro. I play sports.
That hair that you got, them ain't locks. Nope, those ain't. Those ain't
Chill,
locks.
I'm 6'4".
280?
Chill, I'm 6'4".
You ain't 280 pounds.
What you weigh, Ron?
Deion, yo, I mean, with all due respect, your head's not big, your neck isn't big, I don't see no.
What I'm saying is, bro, you don't. What I'm saying is, bro, you don't look fat.
I don't know, bro. I'm just.
So maybe he carries it well. How about that for an idea?
Yeah, that's just what it is.
Ron,
really well.
He might want to be 280, bro.
He might got his mama hips. You don't know. He might got his mama hips.
It might be that. Right. It might be down low. It might not be up top. It might be down low.
Gotta pause that one.
Do it run in the family?
Well,
I'm about to move to Ohio real soon. You know what?
Come on, bro.
We got super chat.
Pause, bro. What?
Anyway, as you were saying, Ron, super chat.
Bro. Yeah, you got to pause that one, bro.
My man J-Dot said, anytime you get the entire panel to finally agree on something, just know you made a terrible take.
What's your take, buddy?
That's how we get to the bottom of that, right?
That's a good question.
Come on, what's your logic? Let's hear it.
MC Robinson said, LeBron is my favorite player. I grew up with him. I'm 23, by the way, but I have a good enough understanding that he is not a better scorer than Jordan, Kobe, and KD.
So if y'all guys don't mind, I'll answer that question. Like, so why do you guys think that 30 points in 15 years is better than 25 points for 21 years? Well, I don't understand. What kind of logic is that? On top of that, LeBron James is more efficient, bro, shooting a better field goal percentage than Jordan, as well. LeBron James, bro, is taking like 3 to 4 less shots a game. If LeBron took the same amount of shots as Jordan, he would even be scoring more points than Jordan. On top of that, we've never seen a guy give you 20 straight seasons of averaging 25 points at least. When you look at the versatility of it, how LeBron can score, I mean, and then 40,000 points on top of all of that, I mean, it's not really a conversation. Because a lot of scorers that have a lot, like for instance, James Harden, like to put him in the top 5 scorer, we have a problem with it because it doesn't translate to the playoffs. But in every single category, LeBron James rises inside the playoffs, and then he rises again inside the finals. So it's like yes, LeBron's the best scorer of all time. I mean, he's number 1 in points inside the playoffs. On top of that, and then number 1 points inside the regular season. So I mean, what conversation are we really having here?
All right. That's that. I'm running a poll right now. Who is the biggest LeBron fan as a panelist? Jill, Jalen, or Deion? And this, by the way, is a super chat. I'm not just coming up with this type of stuff. I'm not that good. I'm not that good at all. But my man,
we know.
All right, for sure. All right, that goes without saying.
Yes.
All right, for sure. Dirty Dad said, start bitch cup when it comes to being Bron fans. Jalen, Chill, or Deion. I'm running a poll. Chat, I'm going to let you guys decipher this. I'm not going to ask anybody up here. I'm going to let, the fans take care of this. The chat take care of this.
Real quick, I can get this answer out for my reason. Yo, Deion, you got a LeBron suit?
No, I have a couple.
No, you good. You ain't got the suit. Jalen's number 1. There you go.
Mm-hmm. No, I did have the sheets and the covers and the pillows. Though.
And this nigga's on the bench. Jalen starting and he on the bench. Chill, you good, man. You got to find somewhere else to go.
I don't have none of that stuff.
Pillow, bed sheets I had, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got all the jerseys. LeBron for me, bro, is more important to life than a lot of other people. Just for the simple fact of that I was raised in the same
like what other people?
Just normal people that watch basketball. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are not from the same as that, like the place as LeBron is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I've seen what LeBron has done for not only just the NBA, just specifically for my actual community. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's literally changed the landscape of where we live. You know what I'm saying? Like building schools, building buildings around that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So LeBron James definitely has not only impacted the game of basketball, but it has impacted overall people's lives in general. So yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Chad.
Ron,
Y'all gotta lay off. I get that. I get that a lot.
Are we gonna get Jalen up here with Deion?
Oh my god,
I'm not available for that.
I'm about to say I'm not there that day. A LeBron glaze off, I'm good. But nah, his reason.
Can you handle it, Mars? Can you handle it? Can you handle it,
It's like a ton of bricks. Y'all not going nowhere.
Can you handle it?
Ron, I need Jalen and Deion on playback for 2 hours, just straight Bron highlights.
I got somebody on play.
His reasoning for caring about LeBron so much, I definitely respect that because this is the exact inverse for me with Bobby Jackson. I'm from Salisbury. Bobby Jackson's from Salisbury. He ain't done a lick of nothing out here. Everybody hate him. So I get it. I actually understand. Like, if you're from that area and that player does a lot for your community,
right?
I can understand it.
Yeah.
That's why, Deion, I was with you when you said Jamal Crawford's better than Kobe Bryant.
No, I ain't say all that.
Oh, you said Manu. I'm tripping. My bad.
Yeah, Manu. Yeah, he's better than Manu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamal Crawford's better than Manu.
You're
Absolutely.
a scumbag for that, Ron, because you know he ain't say that. You're a scumbag for that. Let's put that out.
Right, because they Kobe.
He ain't say that. You know he ain't say that. So
I was looking at the Lakers
Ginobili,
colors in the
sure.
background, and I'll be tripping sometimes.
yeah,
But
you
LeBron
are.
Super Chat, it said Giannis in the 90s would be the undisputed GOAT.
He'd be awesome in the 90s, 100%. No doubt about it. He'd be fantastic in the 90s.
Is Giannis the most translatable player right now to the 90s?
No. KD would fry them dudes in the 90s. KD would fry the 90s. He would destroy them in the 80s.
Was there black Euros in the league in the 90s?
Black, no, not that I was aware of.
So he'd have been the first.
Yeah, it was let's see, Detlef Shrimp, Marshall Onis, Kukoc. Yeah, wasn't no black Euros. No, it was black foreigners. I mean, Lajuan was from Africa, but for the most part, no.
This is the only thing I say, and I think this is the reason. Trust me, I think Giannis to get busy in the 90s as well. I just think that sometimes when like the older guys say it'd be harder for him, it's just because like as we all know, the paint is more compact. It's more people in the lane. Right. It's not as spread out as it is now. And I think that might be the only difficulty for Giannis, not being able to walk through the lane like he does nowadays. But I still think with his physical attributes and all
that's
that,
what it is.
He still would have got busy.
That's what it is right there. Because of the physicality. That's why he would have been what he was. That's why he would have been awesome. For that reason right there.
I got a super chat from Mr. Sauceman 123. What he said is Will is looking at Deion getting cooked like that, like that was me a few weeks ago. Is that the case?
I guess so.
Yeah, like my first two was bad. Like Mars and I forget who else. Yeah, it was like full court press.
Hey man, I'm Kyrie Irving at the full court press. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I got cooked once today. Keeping it honest with you guys. I don't think I got cooked once. So that comment means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Whatsoever.
So I gotta ask you.
You got grill marks on your back, my man. You got grill marks.
Come on.
Not
at all.
Deion, I gotta ask, what's your stat line? How many? I need to know points, assists, and turnovers. And what's your shooting percentage? Yeah.
Oh, man, you can compare me to literally, I mean, I'm giving you at least 35 points to 40 points right now, 12 assists, 10 rebounds.
Hey, Ron, this dude is like 8 for 22, like 2 for 7 on the long ball, and like 8 for like 13 at the strike. That's what.
Only recap that I'll agree.
That's not bad in today's NBA.
Not horrible. Only recap you guys today is that Eddie
like 4, maybe 5.
At least he got his hands up. He in here fighting.
But I do want to say though, I could have made a comeback if I didn't have to leave early when we was about to get into like that Bronny James talk. Because Damo had joined and he was like Bronny James talk, but you know Ron had to save you.
Yo, Will, we're still gonna get to that. I guess we just don't got enough time because I know.
No, we're not. Will, we're not gonna get to it. When are you free? Hey, Will, when are you free? You can come on my stream and we can really talk about Bronny James. When are you free?
All right, bro. Yeah, like we'll set it up.
Got you. Because Ron not gonna win. Ron don't want to do it here. He ain't really trying to have that conversation.
Will, we could let. This is what I'm saying. We have 30 minutes left in the show. What the heat that Will has is worse than what Deion came with. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna need the whole.
We put Will in the fryer. Yes, we did. That is not.
No. Chill. Will has heat. Y'all don't even know, but I know. But y'all don't know. Hey, Will, what's your YouTube channel? Where can we find you?
Will Talk Sports.
Okay, Deion, what's your socials? Where can we find you?
Find me on TikTok, Deion from Ohio.
Straight like that, huh? Real simple. Okay. Hey, if you haven't liked the video yet, go ahead and slap that like button. If you're irritated like Mars is right now, just subscribe. You'll feel better tomorrow. Once you get some bangers and mash in you, once you get some good old beans and toast, you'll be all right. I promise you. We got a super chat from Bino. Bino said, whoa, Bino. He said, worst episode in a long ass time. Y'all might as well bring Ticket back. If I was coaching y'all would be running suicides till y'all throw up. Pitiful.
Thanks, Bino. We appreciate you, brother. Thanks.
Real rap.
I was playing Frogger a minute ago, so I'm kind of nice.
Cultured Saunders said, this episode isn't canon. I don't give a fuck. This shit filler.
What's that mean? Isn't canon? What's that mean? That's some new lingo I'm not hip to.
I agree with her.
I think that they mean that it's not a part of like the main storyline.
I'm gonna say if y'all are saying this isn't a canon, if this isn't a canon, if this isn't a canon episode, was it that bad, Chad? Oh my god.
Walker said,
I don't get it.
Walker said people like Deion is gonna ruin the "we done with the '90s" movement. No research or reasoning, just vibes. Harrison Barnes averages 25 in the '80s.
So you think that I'm going to ruin the conversation that we done in the 90s when I completely have facts behind it? I mean, if you put LeBron James inside of the 90s, I mean, what are we really honestly talking about? Like, Mark seriously, what are we talking about?
And Mark Price is frying the 2010s. So
you said Mark Price is frying in the 2010s?
Mark Price is frying the 2010s.
No, he's not.
So
he's not. He's not. These guys, that's what I'm saying. These guys that was inside the 90s that was scoring at like high points and stuff like that, they don't have the defensive schemes that they will have today.
Why you keep talking about defense? We already went over defense. Everybody's getting fried today. Stop talking about defense already. Enough with the defense.
But the thing is, already the certain amount of players that you guys are naming, like they have people getting fried today because everyone has a bag today. Everyone can get their own shot up. Everyone can get their own shot. They didn't have that in the 90s. So yes, everyone's getting fried today because they're better on offense. That's the reason.
Everybody has a bag.
Yes. Top scorers.
Give me 5 go-to moves from Giannis right now. Go. 5
Let's
moves.
hear it.
Tell me.
Hezzy,
5 moves.
Hezzy, Euro step.
What? Hezzy, what?
When he comes on the court, he hezzies.
I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Yeah, Hezzy, step back. Euro step. Right there. Spin move is one of his best moves that he has, actually, right there, right? Yes. And then what's called his pump fake. Then his pump fake ability. Giannis can do a drop step, pump fake, go around to the other side and score. He has a complete.
He do got that, Damo.
Deion, I don't know if you know this.
Step back?
Not the step back, the step through.
No,
I said step back. Yes.
Oh, he tripping. I'm talking about the step through when you know, like that up and under move when he steps through and comes around. Giannis got that step.
The up and under.
Nah, you lost me. But I like the step through movie.
Just so you know the step through
to run forwards. It's just he's trying to build momentum.
Go forward.
What? For the record, the step through, I learned that in the 11th grade. I just want to put that out there. And I never played in the NBA, but the step through, I learned that in the 11th grade. But keep going. I'm sorry.
Wait, Damo, question. So, are you saying that Giannis does not have a bag?
It's a nickel bag. It's a Nick bag. He got a nickel bag.
Wait, then when I said that probably like 2 weeks ago or like a week ago,
was on your side.
Y'all was frying me for that take.
I was on your side too. It was these two.
Right, Will. You right, Will.
I was the one who brought up Andre Black. What are we talking about?
Let's fry Damo.
Oh, try it. Hey, please try me. I've been here. I've already went through the fire. I'm burnt.
Let's do it.
Trying to tell me Giannis don't got a dime bag on him, please. Let me hear the argument.
Chill was the one who said Giannis had a bag.
Yes, he does. He's not.
I brought up Andre Black, and then he went and watched Andre Black. He's like, "Yeah, I'm right." Mm-hmm.
Then I went and watched Andre Black. I was like, "Wait."
I realized, man, Blatch. That's what a bag is on the center.
Blatch right was kind of nice. I was kind of sleeping on Blatch game. I went and did some homework. I was like, "Wait a minute, I didn't know Blatch had all of that." I did not know he had all that.
At all. I'm still not
I did not know he had all that.
Name the moves, man. What is his go-to move?
Giannis getting downhill, swinging through with the weak hand, going to the bucket with the weak hand, finishing with the left hand. Giannis with the spin move in the lane, not just with the spin move in the lane. Giannis with the step through on the box. His footwork has gotten so much better over the years. That's incredible, man. I mean, to say that he has no bag. I mean,
and the James Harden step back.
No. I will never say he has no bag. Giannis obviously has a handful of go-to moves.
Right.
I feel like if you have a bag, I mean, of course, you got 2, 3, 4 moves. Yeah, you got a bag. It's a little bag, Nick bag, dime bag, little bitty bag.
Well, it doesn't. It's obvious that he doesn't need that many moves. I mean, he's averaging 30 a game.
Not that many people need a bag. Some people don't need a bag to be dominant. That's fine. Two things can be true. But if we're going to compare Giannis to other guys, big, smalls, forwards, whatever, a lot of players Ish Smith has a bigger bag than Giannis, and that's not a bad thing. Ish Smith. Chill. Go do your homework.
Do I need to go do some homework on Ish Smith?
You're back. Ish Smith got a bag.
Will.
Ish Smith one of
Sure,
the
save yourself the grief. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Ish Smith
Don't
has
do
a
it.
bag. Chill. I'm telling you.
I gotta go do some homework. I gotta go do some homework on.
Ish Smith
on
like
Ish.
that.
You gonna let Damo suck you into this goofy logic?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You
Ron,
not
you think?
gonna focus? Sure,
Wait,
you're not
wait,
living
wait,
by your
wait.
principles. You
Wait,
really
wait.
not gonna focus?
I am
Ron,
focused.
do this to
I
you?
no. I am focused. I just again, if Damo tells me to go look at somebody, he ain't saying it trolling. Damo is telling me, yo, go take a look at this dude. Now, I don't think that Ish Smith is a better scorer and has more in his bag than Giannis Antetokounmpo. No, you're not selling me.
Just go look at that tape.
No,
Chill.
but what I am going to do is, because Damo said it, I'm going to go check out Ish Smith. I'm going to go check out Ish Smith, and I'm going to see what Damo talking about. I don't believe a word of it, but I'm going to go check out Ish Smith.
Fellas, we got to get to my man Deion's top 10. He should be tapping
Where
back
Deion
in
go?
real soon. Y'all, I should be asking that to y'all.
He had it
Mars,
water, man.
Low,
That's not got
Will, Phil, Bob, Damo.
I've been
just
on
got
Deion's
here.
side a lot today. Actually, I've been.
Hey, well, since you in Ohio, go find him. KB knows ball said. KB said, "Please get this man off the stage." Bro is moving that goalpost. He is getting fried.
Yeah.
You found him?
Nope.
He playing Frogger too?
I think his phone died.
Sure, hope
Somebody
not.
called him.
That traffic ain't no joke out there right now. And if you 6'4", 280, I don't know if you got the dexterity to get around, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I just say dexterity. Did I just hear that, Damo? Did I hear the word dexterity?
Is that the wrong word, Chitchat? No.
I just haven't heard that in a while.
Hey, chill, the Pars better have some dexterity. That boy 6'4", 280, the Pars, like, it's gonna be like running an Iron Man. Like, yo, I hope you got full coverage, gap insurance and all.
Mars, where you
Tyrone Winston said,
That's what I
"We
want.
finally found a bigger LeBron nut hugger than Jalen. You can't make this shit up."
Yo,
Deion, my dog.
what's
You
up?
back.
So
You
my
back.
freaking phone about to die now.
What, is it charged now?
All right, yeah. So if I could do a top 10, man, you know what I'm saying? I have LeBron James at number 1. I have Jordan at number 2. I have Kareem at number 3. Magic Johnson at number 4. Wilt Chamberlain at number 5. At number 6, I have Kobe Bryant. Number 7, Shaquille O'Neal. Number 8, Tim Duncan. Number 9 is Larry Bird, and at number 10 is Bill Russell. That's my top 10.
That's a fire top 10. That's a
One
fire
more
top 10.
time. Run that back one more time. Run that one more
That's
time.
a fire top 10.
You said one more time?
Yeah.
At number 1, I have LeBron James. Number 2, I have Jordan. Number 3, I have Kareem. Number 4, I have Magic Johnson. Number 5, I have Wilt Chamberlain. Number 6, Kobe Bryant. Number 7, Shaquille O'Neal. Number 8, Tim Duncan. Number 9, Larry Bird. And then number 10 is Bill Russell. It's the best top 10 list you guys are going to go and see. Not even close.
I knew that he
That's
was
not
ball.
true. My list is better, but I digress.
And I mean, the reason I have it like that, I mean, the top 5 guys, I mean, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem, LeBron, Magic, and and then Jordan, they have all dominated like their era. Not only in points, rebounds, assists, they have done everything. I mean, they have the entire resume to compete with any top 5 player. You can't make a top 5 list and leave those 5 guys out of it. I mean, it's not even remotely close. You know, then you got the 6, 7, and 8 spot with Tim Duncan, Shaq, and Kobe Bryant. Now those 3 right there, that gets very, very close, and it just depends on like which way you want to go. I have Kobe Bryant because of the end run that he had in 2009 and 2010 season. That longevity will make me put him over. So that's why I have him.
That's a fire top 10. I like that.
It's too much Jim Crow hoops on the top 10 list for me. But I mean, 1 is fine.
What's wrong with
2 is 1 is fine. 2 is too many. 2 is too many. If I had to pick, you did pick right. I have Wilt higher than Bill Russell all the time. Wilt at my 10. You missing the best point guard of all time on your list, in my opinion. But that's just subjective. Stephen Curry is on your list. That's crazy. Steph Curry is now.
If you want me to extend the list out, okay. So it's Bill Russell at number 10, and then you have Hakeem at number 11, and then Curry's right there at number 12. So Curry's top 12 of all time, but he's not better than Hakeem. He's not better than Bill Russell, and he's not better than Tim Duncan, Shaq, Kobe, Larry Bird. He's not better than any of those guys. You know what I'm saying?
So, but question to you: what does he have to do to be better than Magic?
You said what?
To you, what does he have to do to be better than Magic?
Who, Damo? Wait. Who you talking about?
Everything. He doesn't have the all NBA. He doesn't have the. He just passing the points. He doesn't have the. If you just look at their statistics for just game by game play, Magic Johnson has Curry beating like literally like 5 out of the 7 categories. I mean, only thing Curry has over Magic Johnson is literally points per game, free throws, and 3-point percentage. Everything else goes to Magic Johnson. Steals, blocks, assists, rebounding. Magic Johnson is one of the most
offensive rebounds are crazy
time.
too.
I mean, he was one of the best first players that can guard the 5, can guard the 1, can also play the 1 and play the 5 position. Magic Johnson, I mean, is a generational player. I think Magic changed the league more than Stephen Curry, if you ask me personally. Because yes,
he's cooking, Damo.
Wait, but Damo, question.
Let him cook.
Question. So how can Steph Curry be the greatest point guard of all time? But then when we're talking about Draymond, y'all call him so crucial because he's the facilitator. Then is that not the point guard's job? It's to facilitate?
100% it is.
It's the job of whoever responsibility is for that team. Not every team is going to have their point guard playmaking or having the playmaker responsibility in today's NBA. We're talking about the NBA today. This is not NBA in 1980, 1990, and the 2000s where the point guard's responsibility was to pass the ball. No, we have it now to where guys like Jokic, guys like Sabonis, guys like Draymond, prolific passers from the big man perspective can be the facilitator for a team.
With that even being said, Damo, everything that you just said, Joker still does 5-man things. He might not do He still does 5-man things like rim protect. He still does 5-man things.
Yeah, but
like
then you can't be the best point guard of all time if you don't facilitate.
That's not true.
Which is what a lead guard does. Which is what a lead guard does, Damo.
You can't.
We're not worried about. If you wanna, okay, so then I feel like this is a battle of semantics. If you want to say who's the best,
no, it's not.
No. Hold on. If you want to say who's the best player who's the best point guard at that archetype, okay, cool. Maybe it's not Curry. But if it's who's the best player at point guard, in my opinion, it's Stephen Curry. You could be the best player at a position and not do what that position typically asks you to do. If you're a center, but you don't rebound as much as other centers, if you're still scoring and playing defense at a super high rate, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, nah, man, I can't put you amongst the likes of the other all-time centers because you're not rebounding.
Wait, real quick, Damo, you know
these guys, and my defense
doesn't play like a point guard. So that's
what
Damo.
So specifically in the big man argument, Damo, I don't know if you're just using that as an example, or do you feel like that, like as a big, that it's not so necessary to be a force on the glass if you score?
I'm saying I feel like.
Okay, yeah, that's all
as an example, and I'm saying if you do have a big that is so crazy with his scoring and so crazy with his defense, it overwrites the fact that he's not doing traditional big man things like rebounding. Just like with Stephen Curry, what Steph Curry does is so phenomenal, is at a phenomenal rate that him not playmaking is. I don't know the fucking word because I don't read the dictionary, but subsided or it's counteracted, off put or whatever it is. His 3-point shooting, his ability to score. He's an underrated passer. It's not like he's just incapable of playmaking and passing. He's still an underrated passer. He's still a solid playmaker at the point guard. The game changed. That's another thing. We're talking about in today's NBA. Just like if you want to have guys like Deion who have a Bill Russell and a Wilt Chamberlain in his top 10 for whatever reason, and it's because what they did in their era. We can acknowledge this is a different era, but they were dominant in the era, doing what they had to do or what they did against their competition. Stephen Curry in today's NBA, a lot of league guards.
What does Steph have over Magic though, bro? Like,
I can't.
How can Steph be better than Magic Johnson?
One, I would say dominance. 2, I would say impact on
Magic
the game.
won 5 championships in 10 years.
Come on, Damo.
I'm
with
Damo.
Damo.
Magic didn't win by himself. Hold on. Magic didn't win by himself. He was
on Curry. Magic won more.
I'm okay with the Steph argument
that he won. Magic has freaking what? Three final MVPs. What are you talking about?
I'm okay with the Steph argument, Damo. I'm with you. It's just not on that, like not because of dominance. Like I can't be mad at anybody for having Steph. I can't be mad at anybody for having Steph as the best point guard of all time. I can't. I don't, but I can't be mad at you for having it. Just not based on dominant stuff. You know what I mean?
Now, as Damo, as you were saying, sir, before you got cut off, as you were saying,
because Magic was dominant as well.
I'm not saying Magic. I'm not saying Magic wasn't dominant.
Move on. Go ahead, my friend.
I feel Steph, in my opinion, is more dominant than Magic in his time. I feel that Stephen Curry had a bigger impact on winning. Not impact on winning. He had a bigger impact on the game of basketball. Not a bigger impact on it. He had a bigger impact on the game of basketball, changing the game of basketball. There's only been 2 point guards, in my opinion, that's changed the game of basketball, Magic and Curry, and he has changed the game of basketball a lot more than what Magic had, in my opinion.
How?
He's eliminated an entire play style from the NBA.
What play style did he eliminate?
A post-scoring big, a guy.
That's not true. Miami Heat did that. That's LeBron James. That's not Curry. And then on top of that, LeBron started the 5-out basketball. Stop saying Curry was the reason. That's LeBron James. LeBron started that 5-out, having a big man be able to shoot. That's all LeBron James offense. I'll be real with you. And then on top of that, if you just look at the league, the Houston Rockets took more threes than the Warriors. So if anything, you should be giving the credit to Mike D'Antoni and the James Harden Rockets.
Who won with it? Who won with it? Who won with the play style? Who was the first jump shooting team to win the championship? Who was it?
Well, just because you won with it doesn't mean that everybody else.
It's a copycat league. It's a copycat league.
That.
Stephen Curry was the first player to lead a team with jump shots and be the guy to win with the play style. Yes, there have been plenty of teams, guards, or whatever, who have inherently had that play style, but there's only been one to win and guys to chase that afterwards. No one said they were rebuilding the Miami Heat when they tried to win. You had the Atlanta Hawks saying they're trying to rebuild the Warriors. That is a known thing in the NBA. Teams try to replicate that.
That's not true. Every team in the league got a shooting big man ever since the Miami Heat days. Since Miami
had shooting big men before the Miami Heat.
Chris Bosh and those guys.
Teams had shooting big men.
That started because of Miami Heat.
Shooting big men
before the Miami Heat. Whoa, wait a minute, Deion. That's not true because Amari Stoudemire had a money mid-range game. That's not true. That's like Pau Gasol had a money mid-range game.
Rasheed Wallace had a money mid-range game. That was
he had a money three-ball.
Let's talk about Fred with Miami. Chris Webber could shoot. Chris Webber could shoot.
Yes, other guys did it, but they all started with Miami.
The Miami Heat did not start that. That's not true. No, they did not. Because you had big men who could stretch the defense. You had big men who could shoot the basketball beyond 15 feet. Rasheed Wallace could do it. Karl Malone could do it. Let's see. Chris Bosh could do it even before he got to the Miami Heat. So it's not like that they started that whole thing. So that's
even the old Cavaliers days, LeBron had Z getting outside. I'm just talking like, yes, there's been big men that can shoot the basketball, but being effective and actually playing a 5-out type of game style, that all started with LeBron for the most part. That bringing the big man out,
it did not.
Get to the rim,
that
started with LeBron James.
No, it did not.
Who won with it though? But who won with it? I'm hearing what you're saying though, Deion, because just like y'all said about with the Warriors, who won with it first? Like, yeah, other people were doing it, but Miami won with that small ball. I think Miami won with that small ball before other teams did though.
That's what I'm saying. Deion's technically right. They won. Chris Bosh was a 5 on that team. LeBron was playing the 4. They did it before the Warriors.
They spread the floor out. I mean, he learned that from the Gauchos strong right now, brother. He had that in Cavaliers with the Cavs. It started with the Cavs.
The Miami Heat won with that. But Ox, why are you vouching for this when you watched Rasheed Wallace and the Detroit Pistons stretch the floor?
But they didn't play because they weren't playing that small ball the same way as Miami was. It was
Ben Wallace, same thing.
Ben Wallace is 6'8". Let's not talk.
Well, he's a big man. He was a big man. No,
he still wasn't that big though. You talk about small ball.
Big.
Chris Bosh is 6'10", and Rasheed Wallace
Chris Bosh can stretch the 4. Ben Wallace could not.
That's not the point. Him and Chris Bosh don't play the same position. But Rasheed Wallace,
I thought that was the point. Small ball stretching out the floor.
Rasheed Wallace and Chris Bosh both played the 4, so they both stretched the floor.
You're talking about size, Chitchat. So when I say small ball, I don't necessarily mean size. I'm sorry. What I mean is the ability to open up the offense, play 5 out, which Chris Bosh had the ability to do. Ben Wallace did not have the ability to do that. Nobody's coming out that 3-point line with Ben Wallace. You don't come out that 3-point line with Chris Bosh. He's gonna put one in you. So that's all I'm saying. Like it was a different play style. They weren't playing 5 out. The Pistons weren't.
But LeBron James did not start that though.
It was LeBron. Yeah, it was 1,000.
Oh, maybe not. You know what? I don't know.
And the reason why I know for a fact,
I don't know if they started or not, but I think they won with it first.
They won with it, sure, but they didn't start that because you had big men stretching the defense. Big men did.
For the most part, before the Miami Heat days, for the most part, teams that was actually competing, they wasn't playing a 5-out style to compete for the most part. That all started with LeBron in Miami. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Why do you keep saying that the 5-out started with LeBron James? The 5-out wasn't the.
No,
where
did it start?
You gotta move on.
Where did it start?
We gotta move on. We gotta move on.
Hey, real quick,
one word answer. It's a one word answer, Ron. Chill. Who started it?
The 5-out big men.
Yes.
The 5-out big men. Let's see. The Lakers did it with Gasol.
Yep.
Kobe
And
Bryant.
they won with it. And they won with it.
The Lakers did it with them.
Not the same. That's not the same.
What do you mean it's not the same, Ron?
He was not spotting up on the 3-point line. He was not in the corner. Kobe didn't have Pau Gasol in the corner. Like, yo, this is strictly
Are
your
you
role.
saying who was the first to win with the 5-out or the first to win with small ball? What's the argument? You can't have both.
The Lakers did not play 5-out ball. They did not play. Pau Gasol could stretch the floor.
Again,
They did
are we
not
saying
play
5-out
ball.
or are we saying small ball? Which is it?
Both.
It's not both because the Lakers did small ball.
I'm asking about 5-out. I'm asking about 5-out, Damo. I'm asking about 5-out.
5-out is fine. I will give it. If you want to say the Heat won with 5-out first, I'm trying to go back and find it. I'm not finding it, but somebody.
That's what I'm talking about, Damo. I'm specifically talking about that.
Small ball, you can say that the Lakers, who had Pau Gasol, who typically ran the floor, when we were closing out against the Celtics in Game 7, had him at the 5, Lamar at the 4. Meta work puts the 3.
And by the way, Damo, they did the same thing in 2009 when they beat the Orlando Magic. They did the same.
This is the difference. Pau Gasol is 7 foot. That the era during that time, it was to have 2 bigs on the floor.
And they were out on the perimeter, Ron. That's what the triangle was. What are you talking about?
Everybody
Lamar Odom, Pau Gasol, Trevor Ariza, Kobe Bryant. They were out on the perimeter. That's what the triangle was.
Look, okay. Here's the thing, though. I will say this: Pau was very skilled, and Lamar was extremely skilled. They still weren't small, though. Lamar was 6'10". Pau was 7 foot.
Chris Bosh is 6'10". LeBron James is 6'9".
I get that, but check this out. And this is the difference between Chris Bosh and both of them. LeBron had Chris Bosh spotting up. Like, if possessions, Chris Bosh wouldn't even touch the post. He wouldn't even think about the key. Chris Bosh out there like this. Ron, please pass it to me. I wish you would pass it to me. Ron was never doing that.
Right, I agree with that.
What about Lamar was not as good of a shooter as either of them, so he definitely wasn't spotting up.
Well, because Damo, if we go off of you and Chilltown's, if we go off of you and Chilltown's logic with the Lakers, then I'm going to be forced to go back to the Sacramento Kings when Vlade went to the bench and we had Hito coming off playing the 4 with Chris Webber at the 5.
You can go ahead and do that.
But I don't think that's the originator of the 5-out. If anything, I would probably say the Suns more than anybody else, maybe with the
and I agree with that.
I would go with the Suns more than any other team.
Aren't you the same one, Ox, who sat here and told us that your boys got robbed? So if they win the NBA championship, you actually are the originators of it.
No, I am the one that said we got robbed and we were going to win the championship. We was going to spank New Jersey. We was going to.
And then you would be the originators of it, but you got jerked, right? Because you were playing 5-out and you were playing small ball. Is that correct?
Definitely. No, you're right. Chilltown, yes, 100%. Yes.
Fellas, I gotta read these super
chats. I just thought about that a couple of seconds.
I have to read the super chats. All right, I have to read the super chats. Ezekiel Barney says, y'all setting this man up for failure, and Mars out here trolling.
Stop trolling. Mars has been quiet for the last half hour because he got his
SMN RNDM said AD crossover into a step back 3 ? The guy either wet dreaming or smoking some strong shit. Yeah, hey Deion.
You haven't seen Anthony Davis do a crossover shot, a mid-range shot, 3-point line. Bro, Anthony Davis is a point guard stuck inside of a big man's body. I don't know what you guys are talking about. He's one of the most versatile scorers we've ever seen in this game. I mean, if AD's not a versatile scorer, bro, that can't do everything on the floor. I mean, from 3-point range, mid-range, inside the post, all that great stuff. I don't know who is. Don't ever compare Tim Duncan on offense to AD. It's disrespectful. So that's simple.
Yo, Deion.
What's good?
Past that. Lonnie Williams said, "This is disgusting basketball talk. Bring Shane back. This is disgusting basketball talk. Bring shame back. He talking about bag and box scores. This the highlighter. This the highlights matter talk. Jalen, it's up Wednesday.
I don't know what that means. But...
All right. Jalen, it's up Wednesday. Alan L said, bring up this year at least, bro. He's shooting better this year. You making Bron fans look even dumber. We never beaten the Glazing as allegations.
Never.
So what am I supposed to be bringing up this year? What is he talking about? You guys know?
I assume shooting.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm a little discombobulated.
Brian Carter said, have dignity. All right, I'm not reading the rest of that.
That was crazy.
I will. Brian, that's crazy.
That was
James L said, low. Ron can't read my name. His stupidity is close to none. Ron, you bring an Ohio goofy up here to glaze LeBron like this. Hey, Deion.
What's your problem with LeBron?
Hold on for a second.
State, bro.
He said you. He said you.
State, man. We got
just so we clear.
Ohio. Come on, we got Holla Bear.
Just so we clear. Just so we clear. Brung is not a word. I don't know if you when we talking about people being goofy. Just so you know, brung is not a word. You look up brung in the dictionary. It's not a word. I don't know where you get brung from. Brang is not a word neither. The correct terminology is brought. BROUGH. Brought. Brung is not a word. And then you calling somebody goofy. Get the hell out of here.
Damn, you shouldn't have brung that super chat up here.
You shouldn't have brung that up. That's what you should have done.
Lonnie Williams said, can we stop respecting people having conviction in their ignorance? They debunk what you say with the facts, but you still refuse to reflect. Shaking my head.
So I guess he's still talking to me, right?
He's standing on business.
So what facts have they presented me? Only facts they have presented me today is that Eddie Jones can survive in this league. And that's the only thing I truly will agree with them. That's true. I feel like Eddie Jones, yeah, he could definitely survive in today's NBA. Other than that, bro, I don't see Anthony Davis better scored than Tim Duncan. I mean, I didn't know that was a conversation. I didn't know you guys thought that Tim Duncan was a better scorer than Anthony Davis. That's actually crazy. So, yeah.
In your mind, you're probably the only one. But keep going.
Shamar Trusty said the whole was chat. The whole chat was about to crash out if Deion said Ja is better than Jordan.
Oh, man. I really thought he was going there.
I mean, Jordan's better, but
I really thought he was going there. I did. I really thought he was going there. I ain't gonna lie, yo. I did. I thought he was going.
I was close.
Oh, hell.
I'm not. Man, the thing is, I'm just not high. I mean,
there goes the neighborhood.
Jordan as everybody else. I still got him top 2 of all time, but man, he's
Dub
good.
C, what up?
He's good for that.
What up, Dub C?
What's up?
What up,
Dub?
That beanie. Now you want to put your beanie back on because Saquon signed y'all.
You already know what I got, man. Saquon's there. The universe is done with the 90s. I mean, it's just a lot of things going on.
I think it's fun. I think it's real funny when y'all dudes say y'all done with the 90s. Yo, hey, Big Ox, when you say you're done with your ex, you still say, do you see her a couple of days later and go, yo, I'm done with you? And then do you done with something? Be out on it.
I've been out for a lot of people back then.
No comment, chill, Sam.
I don't get it. I don't get you out. Be out. I don't get it. Maybe that was a bad example.
Yeah, no comment.
I don't go back. I don't go back to Kareem. I'll go back to Magic.
I'm gonna leave that alone. But you was reading super chats, Ron. I'm sorry.
Yo, Dub, you joining us on Playback tomorrow?
For what?
We done with the 90s. I'm gonna hit you, Dub. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know the time because we have a couple things that we got to get down to the bottom of in the 90s. All right, we got to go watch Tim Duncan scoring in the 90s apparently, and compare it to AD today. And you know, we got to check out.
Oh no, that's not. Yo,
that's not what.
That's not conducive, man. This is not conducive, bro. Yeah.
So Dub don't want to present all the evidence, just the evidence that supports being done.
No, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt you guys. That's
from the prosecution. That's all.
Now, you know,
I mean, we got to give you the whole discovery. You know,
no, Dub. It's not Dub's job to prove the defense's point. No, it's just his job to prove the prosecution's point. That's it.
Right. But
you know what's so
Dub, you a prosecutor?
But this reminds me of when you see your friend about to go with somebody that they're not supposed to go with, but you just gotta let them learn. And then even that they're in that toxic relationship, it's like, nah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. That's exactly what's gonna happen. You know, you're gonna see it. It's not gonna be as much. It's not gonna be as great as you think. But you're gonna be like, nah, it is. Nah, it is. Even though it's not. I mean, I'm just gonna be like, okay, guys, I guess we're here.
And Dub, this how you feel about Deion?
Absolutely, yeah, 1,000%. I already went back and checked the footage. Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, the 90s is very mid. I mean, it's time to really honestly.
Deion, you're a we done with the 90s guy? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's gonna help you guys' case a whole lot.
You got a couple guys that come out the 90s, that's great. But like it's a good era, you know what I'm saying? But compared to the 2000s, 2010s, it doesn't come close. 2010s is the greatest era to ever exist. By the way, too. I don't know if I said it already, but 2010s is the greatest era to ever exist. I mean,
just so you know,
not only is it the greatest era to ever go crazy.
See this dude right here, Deion. This dude right here on my left.
Yeah,
he definitely begs to differ when it comes to the 2010s.
2010.
What's the problem with 2010s, buddy?
You should
wait, Deion. Hold on, Deion. Here's the thing. I have a lot of super chats. Deion,
what's good?
You have an invite back up here, okay? Sometime soon, and we can get down to the bottom of this, and you can cook Mars on why the 2010s is the best era ever. But today we can't do that because I got super chats. My man TJ Cartier sent through a super chat and didn't say anything.
Thank
LTJ.
you. Appreciate
but Doug TJ, because he sent back another one clarifying what he had to say. He said, I would like to hear you guys' opinion on the Suns post All-Star break. Think they've been a top 5 defense since January and got a pretty impressive win against Denver at their house with no book. How are we feeling about the Suns right now?
And still haven't cracked the top 5. I think they're 6 in the West right now. That's where they at. Now I think they got 86 from Book, KD, and Beal yesterday.
Yeah, no, they played good last night.
They got 86. There was Nurkic didn't play last night. They got destroyed on the backboard. Cleveland killed them on the glass. So
Nurkic played. He just
I don't remember him. I don't even remember seeing him because I saw like 3 or 4 offensive rebounds in a row against Phoenix. And if Cleveland had, if Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley played, they beat them yesterday. I'm sure of that. I am sure of that.
All right, y'all, keeping it lit. Few more super chats we got. Skip Haley said, this dude's funny as fuck. Who's a better troll, Deion or Mars?
Mars, every day.
Yeah, I mean, Mars, he trolls. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really trolling over here. Yeah. I'm giving you guys straight facts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, Deion, you think you can go over to Open Gym and cook?
You said what?
You could go over
to Open Gym and cook?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you think you'll shut the gym down? They'll be like, no more Open Gym? Like,
yeah.
I believe so, too, for what it's worth. Prince Liger said, Big Ox, I just saw the story that KG told about how in 2007 he wanted to play with Kobe. So how would you have felt about that? Also, you too, Damo. Ox and Damo, Kobe and KG. How do we feel about this?
I don't want to answer this hypothetical because I don't want to hypothetically disrespect Kevin Garnett. So
wait, what was the super shot?
Kobe and KG teaming up. How would you have felt about that?
I would have had.
I'd have loved it. That'd have been a better career end for KG. Would have had more chips.
The FKG campaign would have been so.
KG probably been my favorite player, man. KG probably been my favorite player.
He would have went from my favorite player to my most hated player that fast.
Why? Just because he's playing with a great teammate?
Because he's going to the Lakers. That's why.
No, he's going to the Lakers. It ain't nothing to do with.
What does that matter?
Yeah, he hate the Lakers. He's a Sacramento Kings fan, dog. That's why he hate the Kings.
That's right. I forget.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I got a couple more super chats, and then we gotta get over to Open Gym, right, Deion?
Yes, sir.
Right. Adam West said, "This isn't blind faith, bro. Just all right. I'm sorry, y'all.
Demonetized."
Taylor Rodriguez said, "My God, as Chill would say, for a bad player to get Deion off the floor." Deion, for what it's worth, you hit some clutch shots. Like, you came through at the end of the show.
Appreciate it, fam.
He was down 60.
I wonder what happened.
Nah, man, just disagree on a couple of takes, man. That's what this is for, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want everybody to agree on the same things. You feel me? Like,
as my grandmother always told me, B, if we agree on everything, one of us shouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Damn,
so it's just
crazy. Damn, 60.
We got to wrap things up, but I do want to shout out our new members and shout out everybody that subscribed in this episode. The chat clears, and y'all know this. I'm just, I'm just regurgitating things that I don't really need to say. But once again, the chat clears. YTR is a new member. Nap and Trey is a new member. LaFlame joined the party today. Taylor Rodriguez is also a new member.
LaFlame looks like somebody I know.
Last but not least, James L. also became a new member, y'all. So congratulate James L. on becoming a new member. All right, y'all. Open gym is not next. It's now. Y'all go over there and check these guys out.
Later. Be easy.
That link to Open Gym. If Deion showing up, I gotta see this.
Go, Deion, drop you the link. Go cook.
I'm about to say, just send me the link, bro. I'm
You can host.
Right.
Hey, Deion, that's how you come up and cook Mars. Good job, Deion.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.